The George Rodriguez Show, serving all of Hollywood, Cahuenga, Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. God called upon the aging pontiff and bestowed upon him, destroy the heretics.
I will obey! Must kill George Rodriguez!
It's the attack of the Killer Pope, wielding his mighty murder on a holy mission of terror, starring Rick Diller as Bishop Tutu.
Okay, put your lap on my head, honey, and I'll bless you with confetti! Whoa!
And Ted Levine
It puts the change in the basket.
as the Pope.
That's Pope, not Pope. Pope, mommy.
Attack of the Killer Pope, coming in a theater near you.
Oh, he's a little guy, kind of funny looking.
Yes, I like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Really like boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Down in the locker room, just three boys. Beating down the locker room with all that noise. Singing, do you like boobs a lot? Gotta like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Do you wear your jock a lot? Yes, I wear my jock a lot. Got to wear your jock a lot. Gotta wear your jock a lot. Chocolate, chocolate. Gotta wear your jock a lot. Got to wear your jock a lot. Gotta wear your jock a lot. Out on the football field. You never can tell what a heel can wheel, so you gotta wear your jock a lot. Gotta wear your jock a lot. Chocolate, chocolate. You gotta wear your jock a lot. If I had a flag along. If I had a flag along. If I had a long flag along. If I had a long flag along. If you like boobs a lot, tag along. Beep, bop, beep, boop a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. Gotta like boobs a lot. Big and round. They're all around. They're big and round. They're all around. Do you like boobs a lot? Yes, I like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. You gotta like boobs a lot. Do you like boobs a lot? You gotta like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. You gotta like boobs a lot. Down in the locker room, just three boys. Beating down the locker room with all that noise. Singing, do you like boobs a lot? Yes, I like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. You gotta like boobs a lot. Do you wear your chocolate? Yes, I wear my chocolate. Got to wear your chocolate. You gotta wear your chocolate. Got to wear your chocolate. You gotta wear your chocolate. Got to wear the chocolate. You gotta wear your chocolate. Out on the football field. You never can tell what a heel can wheel, so you gotta wear your chocolate. Gotta wear your chocolate. Got to wear your chocolate. You gotta wear your chocolate. If I had a flag along. If I had a flag along. If I had a long flag along. If I had a long flag along. If you like boobs a lot, tag along. Beep, beep, bop, beep, boop a lot. Yes, I like boobs a lot. Boobs a lot, boobs a lot. I like boobs a lot. They're big and round. They're all around. They're big and round. They're all around.
.1205, SoFloRadio.com. You don't have to fade that out. I know how Boobs a Lot ends. By the Fugs. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show, the George Rodriguez Show. Hey, it's Randy's birthday party.
Where's
Except there's no Randy. I'm sure glad I didn't buy the Mylar balloons and everything like that. I can get a little bit crazy on things. Bought her a birthday cake, which sits over here, some vegetable trays. Not that I want to make her feel bad or anything for not showing up to her own birthday party. But she didn't say that she wasn't going to be showing up to her own birthday party. And I thought, because she's a big fan of stand-up comics, and we have the totally famous, way too famous for the likes of us, Paul Mecurio, coming up. He's going to be here at some point. Lisa Corrao was supposed to be here with him, but she's not feeling too well, so she's going to try to show up. But I told her, don't put yourself out. Just put out, but don't put yourself out. Mike Hawk is here, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. So, and a lot of people, because this proves a point, because a lot of people said, I think that you're Mike Hawk, and I say, no, I'm not. And, Mike Hawk is a international man of mystery. And so people go, well, I've never seen you and Mike Hawk in the same place. And I go, well, that's probably not an accident. So here it is. You know,
There you go.
here's me and Mike Hawk in the same place. So,
Right.
and I understand that you're very, very busy man. Got a lot of things to do. Didn't have time to get into full costume, but nevertheless, you have the mask on, so you can be here representing anyway. And just stopping by to say hello because again, we thought that there was going to be a birthday party today, so.
Yes.
We assembled as much of the staff as possible, and that was going to be the theme for today's show. We got Lisa Corrao, Paul Mecurio, more on that later, on how people butcher his name, including on The Daily Show. And Dio, talk about a pep talk. I was talking to intern Dio the other day. I'm sorry, assistant Dio the other day, and what an asshole that guy is. So I told him that Paul Mecurio was going to be on the show, and all Dio could do was talk about, he's really smart, man. You're going to have your hands full. He's just really, really smart. Like, what a douchebag, that guy Dio, that asshole Dio. I thought he was my friend, first he interned, and then I started paying him and everything, and thought we had a good partnership, good thing going. No, got all uppity, got hired in regular radio, got all uppity, and like crushing my confidence. I was feeling pretty good.
So you
about having Paul on here, and now I'm completely pre-intimidated, thanks to that douchebag Dio.
So you think Dio was kind of like subliminally saying something?
No, not subliminally at all. He was deliberately sandbagging my ass.
Oh, okay.
All right? He was deliberately sabotaging my confidence, trying to undermine my confidence. I mean, he just kept going on and on, this guy wanted at me in a Peabody. And I was like, I know. All right? He's like totally famous and way more intelligent than I am. He's like, you graduated. I'm like, yeah, I know.
My cock has a Peabody.
I did research. Yeah, an action figure of Mr. Peabody from Rocky and Bullwinkle show. That's what my cock has. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's an action figure. It goes along with his Sherman bobblehead doll. That's what my cock has. So, well, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I got a page full of notes waiting for Paul to show up, and hopefully he doesn't get lost. But before that, I want to thank Larry Dog for being a wonderful host of a wonderful birthday party. The only way that didn't go according to plan was the asshole DJ, and I know that's gonna. I gotta get one of these days. We're gonna get Kenny and Danny, DJ Special K and DJ Ecstasy. They go together.
They work together.
They do work together.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Ecstasy and Special K, they work great
in more ways than
together.
You may feel like bad.
So
I've been told.
The phenomenon of asshole DJs, which I know that this is like, oh, you're just figuring this out. No, I'm not just figuring this out. I've known it for a long time, but I'm getting tired of it. There's a lot of shit that I'm getting tired of, like asshole DJs with their territorialism and everything. Because, like the DJ at the roller rink. Because here's the thing. Here's the way of it in the world. When somebody is paying you money, you're supposed to do what other people want you to do, not what you want to do. When you do, and I explain it to the kids all the time, there's the work and play. You know what the difference is? One of them you do for free because it's fun and you want to. The other one, you get money to do it because it's not fun and you don't want to. Mm-hmm. You don't get the money for doing something you want to do. Okay, you get pleasure from that. That's your payoff. You get money for doing what other people want you to do. That's called a job. That's work. That's what you're supposed to be doing, Mr. DJ. You're supposed to be hooking people up, accommodating people, serving the crowd, serving the audience. When you're a DJ at the roller rink, you're supposed to be playing music the roller skaters like, not the music you like, asshole. And the DJ at the roller rink is an all-new asshole level. And when you're a DJ at a club, first experience at a black club, I mean, I've been to parties. I have black friends that have invited me to parties where it's been mostly black people and everything. This is my first. Yeah, both of them. I usually just have one at a time. That's my quota.
Yeah, I see that.
One, token black friend at a time there.
Yep.
And it's important that they be a token black friend because I don't. Well, that's not true. My best friend for years, Jamaican me, was not a smoker or anything. He was the squarest, blandest, whitest black person you ever saw in your life. Well, he's Jamaican. That doesn't even count.
That doesn't match.
No. So anyway, first experience. Let me tell you something. The security at a black club has nothing on the TSA, or the TSA has nothing on them, is what I mean to say. Seriously.
Yeah.
Getting on a plane to Saudi Arabia will not get you searched and frisked more. First, you got to go through the metal detector door frame, okay? Then they wave the magic wand over you.
Right.
And then you go to the next person, and they're putting on rubber gloves, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And they go, oh, look, it's a white person. No, you can go on in. It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to search your cavities.
Yeah, you didn't get your Johnson touched.
No. Oh, man. They got
Too personal.
chick security to frisk the women, guy security to frisk the guys, and talk about, because I was playing bagpipes for the boys this morning. They'd never heard that before. Talk about fondling your giblets, man. They did everything short of grab me by my ankles and shake me upside down to make sure that I wasn't trying to sneak in some weaponry. This is what you're used to, this, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
This is normal for you.
Yeah.
You just the whole.
My thing is, you blended right in, because you went all the way to the back where you made it very obvious that I'm the only white person in here.
Well, there was another white person there, actually, too. There was a married couple. Come to find out.
Yeah, that's the swingers lounge.
Oh, the other people?
Yeah, the older people.
No. There was a young couple there. I figured out who it was later, because if we had a contest, this is a new contest. This is that we're going to play on the show today. What is the last thing you would ever expect to hear at an all-black club? Because I heard it. Randi heard it. Randi went to order some wine. She said, "I'd like some white wine, please." Open bar. That's another story. Let's get to the the selectively open bar. I was really loving this.
Yeah.
Where do you? Well, first of all, the last place that you expect to find anti-black prejudice, an all-black club.
No, you don't.
All right.
I expect it there.
Well, guess what? I'm going more often. Apparently, it was an open bar for everybody except the black people.
Right. And
And I was the only white dude in the club.
Yeah.
You got all the benefits.
Oh my God! I go to order a drink, and I say gin and tonic, and the nice lady says, "Would you like Bombay Sapphire?" And I said, "Well, thank you. As a matter of fact, that's my favorite." "Oh, you read my mind. Thank you. That would be wonderful." And I hand her a 20.
what
She
all
goes,
white
"Oh, it's an
people
open
are."
bar. It's just tipping." And I go, "Oh, well, here you go." And I gave her $2, and so, "Oh, that's a really strong drink." And the next one was even stronger. She made me a double, man. I was like, 3-4 more of those later, and I was fit to be tied.
He was
Fit to be
officially
tied.
slushed.
I was all stumbling, bumbling on that open bar, but apparently it wasn't open for Jack. It wasn't open for for his friend Zoo. And Randi said, well, they would give me a well drink for free, but they wouldn't. They wanted to charge me for the Bombay Sapphire. And I went, "This."
They must have thought
Funny?
you owned the club or something.
They must have. Well, I was wearing that tuxedo jacket that I got at the Goodwill Superstore over here. That's funny. I went to lunch and I had a Cuban sandwich, and then I went and bought a tuxedo jacket at the Goodwill Superstore that cost less than my sandwich. And it was nice, and it had shiny lapels. Didn't that jacket fit me nice? It was like nice slimming. It was cut all nice and slim.
You got a couple comments on Facebook from what I saw.
Yeah, looking very dapper, and Randi was looking all tall and beautiful and everything. And today she's looking very absent at her own birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should have started earlier in the week talking her into showing up for her own birthday party.
Yeah,
We're really going to
that might
enjoy
help.
this cake. I got a black and white cake.
Figures.
I thought it was purple.
Well, it's purple and pink, and it's decorated with flowers, and I bought candles to put on it, and got these snacks, of course, for the VIP guests that we have coming up. So anyway, here the last thing that you will ever expect to hear at an all-black club. Ready? Randi goes to order wine. She wants to. Could I get some white wine? And they tell her, "Are you ready for this?" She drew a drum roll. "I'm sorry. The wine is for the rabbi."
What?
Huh?
Who could make that up? I shit you not. I'm not making that up. That's what they told her. The wine is for the rabbi. She comes walking on, and she goes, "The wine is for the rabbi." And I went, "What?"
Where's the
I
rabbi?
ordered the other white guy and his wife that were at the club.
that's the
that was the rabbi.
That sounds like a joke. A spick, a rabbi,
A rabbi,
and a bunch of
right.
black people.
Yeah,
What happens?
right. A spick, a rabbi, and a gold-toothed gangster walk into an all-black club and try to order drinks.
Only one
The
leaves with Randy.
spick gets the drinks for free.
The rabbi gets the
black
wine.
people get charged retail, and the rabbi gets free wine.
They get charged double.
Apparently, he brought in his own wine. See, there's more to the story than that. He, the rabbi, being a rabbi, and kosher,
There's no kosher gin.
he brought in his own kosher wine so that he could enjoy kosher wine there. So there wasn't going to be any white wine there at all. He brought in his own bottle of white wine.
That's fantastic.
Bring the
So
party
Larry,
with you.
because I like birthdays. Like today is Randy's birthday, and I bought a cake, and I got a bag of party favors. They're over here. See the bag of party favors. We were going to have a party and birthday napkins and birthday candles and everything. And for Larry, he invited me to his birthday party. So I bought a boxed bottle, because I'm classy, of Cavassier.
Boxed wine.
No. The bottle is inside a box. It's a gift box.
Oh, so that's what blacks drink?
Well, yes, according to the ladies' man.
Yeah.
That's
Tim
what,
Meadows giving you lessons.
right. I write. Well, you're giving me lessons. I take notes. I watch that movie so often I could recite the lines. By the way,
You can pick up a black chick now?
No.
He didn't even try. He just, like I said,
Try.
he
I
stayed in
could
the
have listened
corner.
if they had. And here we go
smoked
with the
a
asshole
cigar.
DJ back over there. I just wanted. They wouldn't let me smoke the cigar inside, so I had to hang out outside. All right, and when it came to the part, well, here, Larry, here's what happened to your birthday present, Larry. I bought 2 cigars, one for Larry and one for myself, and the bottle of Cavassier, which they would not let me bring in the club. Duh, I should have really thought that through. But I
They
didn't know
let
what
the
else to
rabbi
get for
bring
Larry.
wine?
They let the rabbi bring wine, but they wouldn't let me bring the bottle of Cavassier. And I said, we're not going to
So you're
open
not
this
wide
thing.
enough
And I
then.
tried talking to it. I said, we're not going to open this and drink it. This is a present for Larry. And the big burly security guy goes, you must be some kind of dumb shit thinking that anybody's going to let you bring alcohol into an establishment that sells alcohol. And I said, we're not going to be drinking it. I just want to give it to him. No. Okay. So, Larry, that's what happened to your bottle of booze. It went back into my car, and I'm going to pour it down my throat. Well, here, how's this? I'm going to wait until I finish all the cheap whiskey that I have
Which
in my apartment, which is a lot of cheap whiskey, so it should last me 2 days. And and then I'll start on the Cavassier. So, Larry, if you make it onto the show, now next week, the Valentine's Day show is all booked up. We're tentatively, and I got to get confirmations on that. We're going to have another Spick and Suds show with Boca Brit. Valentine's Day special next week, possibly. We're thinking about it. I got to get a confirmation from these people. So, and then the week after that, maybe we can get Larry on again, and this time actually show up during the show. And if I haven't drank the bottle of Cavassier, then I'll give him that. The 2 cigars, one for him and one for me, and then he already brought in his own cigar, and Jack goes, hey, you got another one of those cigars? And I said, yeah, sure, here you go. Larry's too busy. He's up on stage hamming it up. And so Larry introduced me to, last time that he was on the show, introduced me to his good friend Mope Williams, who was a funny guy. Taught me how to speak in tongues after the show.
How so?
Yep.
I thought you knew that already.
No. I knew about the phenomenon, but I was never able to speak in tongues. I tried, but I was never able to. But now, thanks to Mope, I can.
How so?
Peanut butter bread box. Peanut butter. Anything that you say really fast is speaking in tongues. Peanut butter bread box.
Tie my bow
Hey man,
tie,
yo,
tie
me some
my-
money. Tie my bow tie. Tie my bow tie. I've been practicing all weekend long. Been practicing all weekend long. Been practicing all weekend long. Yep. Speaking in tongues now, I'm possessed by the Holy Spirit, but that's a good kind of possession.
Sure.
Right? Sure. So I go to the DJ. There's like 3 laptops up there, all interconnected and wires and everything. And the DJ, I don't even know what kind of ethnicity he is, and I'm just painting the picture, not like it matters. But he's kind of off-white. I think he was a spick or something, you know. Maybe a café con leche, you know, maybe just a few drops of black in there. I don't know. He looked like a spick. Which I know is because I'm the one that says, what's a spick look like? Because Hispanics are multicultural. Let's not go through that again. You know, Hispanic is not a race. It's a culture. Cuba's a colony. Bada. Whatever. Let's not go into that again. But he said, I'm holding the thumb drive out, and he goes, I don't have an open USB port. And I'm looking at all these computers there. Now, what laptop only has 1 USB port? This one that's sitting in front of me right now has 4.
None. That would be none. They all
Yeah.
have at least 2.
They all have at least 2. I don't have an open one, so like and I said, really, I said, you know, I'm supposed to be doing an act. There, you know, one comic after another. People are roasting Larry. I had a few funny lines locked and loaded, and then I was going to go into my song of love,
Right.
and and that might have gotten me laid. That might have, wowed the crowd a little bit to where a black woman might have actually noticed me for the first time in my life. It has yet to happen. There I was in the all-black
Is that
club.
the only?
By the way,
Is that the only thing you haven't conquered yet? Black chick?
conquered? I don't use those kinds of terms.
I'm using it.
I
'cause
haven't
might
been
conquer.
blessed. I haven't been blessed. Now, I did have a thing with a Guamanian lesbian, but
That's
they're
close.
Polynesian.
All right.
Well, it's when you get into the islands, like, because here's the thing: there's the different islanders are different.
Right.
For example, the Fijians. If you look at the Fijians, they look very African, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
They got froze, and so different Polynesians look different. The Guamanians kind of look like a mix between the Fijians and the Samoans or something like that, but still not. I wouldn't call her a black chick. I mean, somebody might see her and think that that's a black chick, but that's a Polynesian. So no. The answer is no, and I don't use the word conquer. I haven't been blessed, and I've been
that on your
discussing
bucket
on the
list?
show before. I don't know if we talked about it on the air, but I am invisible to black women. The only time that a black woman talks to me is if she's a cashier.
I think it's because you're too short.
At Publix this morning. Yeah,
I think that might be it.
right.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I heard a black comedian explain that. White women, because he was talking about the greater phenomenon of white women wanting to have sex with black men, which is true.
Okay.
White women want to have sex with black men, which is true. They heard that the penises were large, which is true-ish. It's not automatically true, but I think on average.
You speaking from experience?
I've been to the locker room, man. I went to school.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I've seen some innies, and they weren't on black guys. All right. So there you go.
Well, you know what? It was
The biggest one I ever saw in person wasn't on a black guy. David Buell, my compliments, man. It was like a baseball bat. It was so heavy under its own weight that it was narrow at the top and got thicker as it went down towards the bottom. Like it was doing the water balloon phenomenon. When you're filling a water balloon from the outside hose and then the weight of the balloon starts to stretch on it. It was doing like that. You could hear him walking around the locker room because it would slap from thigh to thigh. Hey, but see you later, Mike Hawk. Speaking of
My cock needs to go.
giant penises, then go. Away you go. Don't let that camera catch your face, man. The jig will be up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of bringing it back to jigs, it was an anticipation to see and hope that you were going to go on stage and do your
Yeah.
bit,
That would have been great, and I might have been noticed. Then the cashier at Publix talks to me. If I'm at Wendy's, the black girl will talk to me.
I think,
and I'm like, that's it, man.
the biggest theme.
The bartender.
But she was
was
white. Whatever. I mean, in between.
There was in between. Right.
I'll say this: the biggest theme that came out of that was that about that night is that you weren't exactly white enough. Because if the rabbi could bring in, white wine, and you could even bring in some Cavassier,
Right.
and it was like, he's something, but he's not white. He's not going to get free access to stuff.
There's a lot that I don't understand because I don't hang out in that environment, and there's a difference. And here's the thing, and you may or may not know this, but I don't call it the white world. Like I've spoken with black people, and my friend Jamaican me would explain this all the time because he's black, but he's Jamaican, and he went to a Jamaican private school where they taught him how to speak British and eat with a knife. He's so incredibly proper, it'll make you want to puke. Although when he used to talk to his mom, oh good Lord, he sounded like a coked up Bob Marley when him and his mom would go back and forth like I couldn't understand a goddamn thing. So he had the ability to be Jamaican if he wanted to, but outside of that, he couldn't fake a black accent. He couldn't speak American Blackanese to save his life.
What is that?
What?
What is that?
Ow, ow, ow. To save his life. Somebody, the most racist white guy making fun of the way that black people talk would have sounded more accurate than him doing his best not to sound insulting. It's like he could not blend to save his life. But he would tell me the phenomenon that he would hear commentary from from black Americans, not Jamaican immigrants like him, that he was, oh, you're part of the white man's world, you're part of the white world and everything. And he and I, because, Cuban refugee, we would have this discussion all the time. It's not the white world, it's the world. The world where everybody jumps in. Whether you're welcome in that world or not, you got to jump into that world and take your place. Carve yourself a little chunk. For example, my people, and we got some Cuban comedy on deck over here.
Right.
The people that come to America, and these people exist. They're not common, but they do exist. There are Cubans and other Latin Americans will come to America. They'll move to a Spanish-speaking neighborhood and stay there, and never bother to learn English because they don't have to, and it's comfortable. They stay within their comfort zone.
Right.
It's very comfortable for them. I hear a walking person. Hello, Chris. Great. You can help with Paul Mecurio when he comes up. He might be lost. Because Lisa may or may not be coming with him because she's got a migraine. I don't know if that's... oh, shit. I shouldn't have been saying that. But anyway. But thanks for being handy, because every time that somebody comes here, they always wind up at the hotel. And I don't know why. Great shirts. I got... wore our... why don't you come in and model that for the camera over here? Our very own I Love Yoga SoFlo Radio swag shirts. I got requests for them at yoga class. Myself and my foster daughter, Danger Girl, went to yoga class wearing our SoFlo Radio I Love Yoga togs, and got complimented. And we were matching, and there's pictures, and very nice. And I sent you a picture and a text to Moses also.
Very nice.
Thanking him. And so we're going to have him on. We got guests booked the following week, but I would certainly love to have Moses on again one of these days.
Sure.
And there you go.
Okay.
It's Randy's birthday today. She may or may not show up. I got a text from her, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to try to arrange a ride. She overslept, which I'm hoping is because she was just partying hardy last night. And she's allowed to do it. It's a birthday. Birthday girl.
Birthday girl.
Meanwhile, back to Little Havana in the comfort zone. So I believe that there are people of every ethnic group that choose that stay within their comfort zone by staying around their own, subgroup, as opposed to trying to mix in with the greater group. Because I have gotten the same kind of comments from the Cubans in my family that say, oh, you're all Americanized. I go, that's what you're supposed to do. America is good. What's good about it is that it is a multicultural land. And we'll get into that Coca-Cola thing a little bit later on. But America isn't England, and America isn't Germany. Okay, if America were England, there would be no difference between, if you talk to an American, one of these really flag-waving, Coca-Cola hating, patriotic or self-proclaimed patriotic Americans, they're going to say, "Are you American or are you British?" And I'm an American. I'm an American. I'm an American. Well, what's the difference? The difference is there's more to America than an English colony. America isn't just an English colony. It started out that way, but then people from all over the world came over and added their own culture's distinction to the greater melting pot that is America. So I think that you're doing yourself and your subgroup a disfavor by not jumping into the mainstream, which is not white, it's rainbow, like Jesse would say.
The thing, we had a conversation about this some weeks ago, where we were talking about how, blacks had to create their own subculture, and when you have someone who didn't grow up in that, an islander who's coming to America to contribute, that's the backlash that they're going to get, because they're looked at as, well, you're not a part of us. You don't want to be a part of our subculture. You want to be a part of, as you call it, the white man subculture. And that's where the issue come up, the schism.
I think that anyone who complains about the mainstream, the people of the mainstream, or what they perceive as the mainstream, not being fair to them, I would say, well, the only way that you can influence the way that the mainstream treats you is to join the mainstream and be part of the mainstream, right, and take your place within the mainstream. So that's a long-winded way to get to my point. The black people that I've known that have been friends of mine are the black people that are part of the mainstream. So I don't get to go and enjoy the subculture very much, because that's a completely different group. Those black people aren't going to take me to an all-black club. Why? Because they go to the same clubs that I go to. We all go to the multicultural club, which is all the rest of them. There's no, there are all white clubs, but you're not going to find them here. You know, you go up to Mississippi, go up to North Carolina, you got to wear appropriate costumes to go to the all white club.
Right.
You understand? There's no such thing as an all white club. Despite, and by the way, you could have a club with a big sign on it that says Club Huey, that only plays Huey Lewis music. Huey Lewis on the news.
Right.
And Anne Murray. All right? There's still going to be black people there.
Yeah, you can't get rid of us.
No,
We'll find
no,
a way.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You go to the roller rink. A lot of people, and I get this all the time, bring people to the roller rink, and they go, "Oh, a lot of brothers here." And I go, And I go, "Well, I just never thought." So what? Have you ever? It's like these are novices. These are newbies to the roller skating world. I go,
Obviously.
you've never been through the '70s. You've never been to a '70s roller rink because you don't understand how the black man can shred the floor on wheels. They got a style all their own. And
Well, how they do that?
You're kidding me? It's like, look, it isn't a swimming pool, goddammit. They can skate. All right? What makes you think that the black man can't skate? That's the stereotype. If a black man can run like a son of a bitch, you put wheels on them? They're not going to be like, I don't know what to do now.
You mean they can coordinate?
Are you kidding? If you can run and you can dance, then you can skate. And the brothers, and it's all types. That's a very multicultural place, the roller rink. And the brothers got the cool moves out there. They got the older. I'm talking about the older, shaved-headed brothers. They've got those. They're wearing their really really tall skates, all unlaced, for extra coolness, and they're doing those like low, kind of split leg. I don't even know what you call that. Leg thrusts and things. They got coordinated routines with each other and everything that sometimes I join in on.
Yeah,
I've been there.
I've seen it.
Yeah. So yeah, I never had occasion to go to a club like that, and it was fun and it was good, and I was still. I mean, if they'd let me sing that song, I might have had a chance. I might have had a shot. With a black girl. Just, I bet you at least they would have seen me. I would have come into view for the first time in my life. I would have materialized, because Randy said, it's like, you're so white, you're clear. You're so white, you're see-through.
Yeah.
To a black woman, I am so white, I'm absolutely invisible. But I think that rocking that mic with my song of love might have actually maybe turned a head. You ever see like Harry and the Hendersons?
Yeah.
You saw that movie?
I did.
Remember how the Bigfoots would camouflage?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, like at the end, they're showing the woods. The Harry goes off walking into the woods, and then all of a sudden you see all of the Bigfoots. They move. They were standing in plain sight the whole time.
Right.
That's how they had. But then they move, and all of a sudden you notice that there's someone there. I think that's how I am. I just blend in with. I'm just furniture. I'm just decoration. But I think my song of love would have gotten me noticed.
Again,
Yeah.
the whole irony of that is that you are one of two white people, white
Okay.
tone person.
Yes.
That was there at that function. And me and Randy, we had our heads on a swivel looking for you because you were all the way in the back in the little patio area.
I wanted to smoke my cigar, and also I wanted to not offend anyone with my cigar smoke because I wanted to move away from the buffet.
Right.
I don't want to have blown cigar smoke into the faces of people that were eating.
Well, I didn't give a shit. I just
No, you didn't give a shit, but other people.
Did
I mean,
it
some people. Listen, I always default to the lowest common denominator. Some people are offended by smoke. Some people aren't. I don't want to take a chance. I'm just going to scoot on over here.
But with that being said, by you being so inconspicuous the whole night, it would have been perfect. It would have capped it off because, they had a couple comedians in there and, they gave Larry a nice roast. But
Yeah.
I know what you were planning on doing. And
Larry cleans up nice, too.
yeah.
He comes over here wearing his pajamas.
Yeah. But he, what did he say when he saw us? He said, we look like an R&B band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, we all had our
We're the
suits on.
pips.
The pips.
Maybe
Minus
that's why. Maybe
pip.
that's why I was getting free drinks because I looked like I had a lot of money. We're just talking that phenomenon. If you have a lot of money, people want to give you money, want to loan you money, want to give you things for free. If you look like you need money, good luck to you. Nobody's going to help you out at all.
The pips and the white guy.
Yeah. Well, if I'm the odd man because of my skin color, then then I get to be the name.
Yeah. The hell,
Like
Jorge
Gladys
the black
Knight.
guy. Yeah.
Like Gladys White and the Pips. Gladys White and the Pips. If I could get free drinks,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
That was mind blowing. Cause I heard Randy said, George said that it's open bar. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll make my way over there. So I finally made my way over, and I was like, open bar. Let me see what I can get.
Dude, I went back there, like, here's how it was for refills. Because,
Refills. Wow.
here's how it was for refills. I walked towards the bar.
$5 for a water, by the way.
The the bartender sees me walking up towards the bar. She points at me, raises her eyebrows. I shake my,
Yeah.
cup of ice and I nod up and down. Yes. I set it down, and she's got the new one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Give her another couple bucks tips, and off I go. And I'm like, whoa! I thought that first one was strong. And I love Bombay Sapphire. I mean, I'll just stick a straw in a bottle of Bombay Sapphire.
It was very obvious because
Empty stomach.
George was loving everybody that night.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, because you
Hey.
had like how many drinks you had in you? About five.
Like 5,
Yeah,
but
like,
then there was
hey.
like doubles or at least 1.5s.
It's a picture of you.
I was already happy. Well, it was good music. I was there with people that I like. Larry's cool.
Nice
your,
mix of
your
music,
friend
by the way.
Zoo. Your friend Zoo is a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I told him that I didn't lie about things like that. I didn't mean to lie to him about things like that. I come back to the crowd and I said, open bar, and he goes, really? And I said, well, we just met, so you should know that I don't shit about shit like that.
Uh-huh.
If I say something untrue, it's so ridiculously untrue and over the top that you know that I'm fucking with you.
Right.
So that happened.
Yeah.
The selectively open bar. It's weird. And by the way, I was worried. 'Cause, my thrift store jacket. I was worried about not looking because I couldn't find pants that fit me. I tried on every pant.
No, you
Yeah,
fit
there
right
was
in.
so I was wearing my black jeans, but with the tuxedo jacket over it, you couldn't tell, and I was really self-conscious. But there were people there at the club wearing clothes that I wouldn't wear to clean my rain gutters. You notice that?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know anything about fashion in general.
Uh-huh.
Never mind black fashion.
Right.
Although everything I know about black fashion, I learned from Bernie Mac.
That's not
and
very.
Speaking of Bernie Mac,
Big
oh
Mac.
man! So I'm thrift store shopping. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket.
Pocket.
And look who'll come up. So I'm at the Goodwill Superstore over here on Dixie and Sheridan.
Uh-huh.
Nice stuff, and I got this jacket, and I'm looking for some matching pants, and with no luck. So there's this suit. Are you ready for this?
I'm listening.
It's a red suit, and the pockets are embroidered with like cord, like braided cord pockets around the top and around the lapels, and the pocket on the top. Matching pants, matching vest with the same embroidered like cord pattern on it, like off the chart pimpish, off the chart bright red, like a bright, like almost an orange,
Right.
so bright. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy this suit. All I need is a fur hat. And I'm ready. Next time I go to a club, I'm wearing this suit.
Yeah, you would have
The
fit
ghost
right
of Bernie Mac
would have lived that night.
Yeah, would rise from the dead and just say, damn, that's cold ass honky. So I try on the jacket. Would you believe that shit was too small for me? Would you? For me, like the jacket sleeves came out halfway up my forearm. I'm
Wow.
like, what is this made for? Junior pimp, midget pimp, child pimp in training? Who's wearing this jacket? You've got to be like 4'3" to put this suit on. Like, God,
Just
what
wasn't your day.
Oh, perfect. I mean, it looked brand new. The person that wore that suit wore it once, like maybe it was to a gay wedding or something. And just wore it the one time. So I was really disappointed. But some good things there. And I'll go back Goodwill. I don't care. Somebody wore that stuff again. I've contributed back when I used to make money. I contributed so much stuff to Goodwill that it's not funny. Speaking of not funny, Welcome to the George Rodriguez Show, everybody. It's going to be funny when a professional comedian shows up. 1 o'clock guesstimating is when, and Randy's going to try to make her way in here. I hope she does, because otherwise I think I'm just going to hit someone with this cake. You know what I mean? Do the whole face plant.
I think you got a list of people that might fit as
I don't know.
candidates.
And I want to thank the management for turning the AC on this morning. Came in here and, 1 down, 2 to go. Sorry about the AC in your room. Still fucked up, Chris. But I told them about it. They said they'd fix it Monday. 19 till 1 on all broken AC radio, SoFloRadio.com.
By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. The only thing I didn't learn in school today is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Can you tell if the leftovers from this dinner party are beginning to grow bacteria that could lead to severe diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps? Listen. You can't see it either. Get leftovers into the refrigerator as soon as possible. Spoiled leftovers can make you very sick, or worse. Roughly 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year, but you can keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Drug, alcohol, and gambling addiction can be devastating for you and your loved ones. Don't let the disease of addiction ruin everything you have worked so hard for. If you or a loved one is suffering from a drug, alcohol, or gambling addiction, call now and get a free, confidential consultation. Help is only a phone call away. Call 1-877-867-3063. That's 1-877-867-3063.
Blinded by the ride, bamboozled by douchebags, the pasty moral ride. Blinded by the ride, I felt like a douchebag cause I knew they weren't right. I know you may not understand what I did or who I am. Most of you don't read any books. So let me introduce myself. I was a well-respected hard-right man and trusted by high-level schnooks. I used to have a powerful Republican position high up on a moral ground. The holy Christians were insistent that I discredit Clinton with any means that could be found. Since then I had a nervous breakdown cause I was blinded by the ride. Bamboozled by douchebags, the moral pasty ride. Blinded by the ride, I felt like a douchebag cause I knew they weren't right. I had admission to the parties thrown by moralistic Christians and crawling there naked on the rug. Was anorexic pundit sister and culture raising blisters, giving power balls a tug. My job was to alter news to a right-wing point of view. Feeble minds are easy to sway. And now the hatred that I spewed about minorities and banker Jews make me want to puke today. I couldn't even say I was gay cause I was blinded by bamboozled by douchebags, the pasty moral ride, blinded by the ride. There was Ann Coulter, she was naked on all fours with two guys taking her doggy style.
That was the first time I heard about Ann Coulter was from that song. I never knew. I had no idea. And Boca Brown kept writing Ann Coulter songs, and I wrote them all down here in honor of Paul Mecurio. Well, even Jon Stewart got it wrong once. Not to be confused with that gay guy. Oh, snap. That means I got to come up with a whole bunch of little visual aids that I want to share with Paul when he gets here. But because he's a political satirist, he does a lot of political humor and serious political talk, too. But Boca's the one that I had to explain her to me. And I'm like, how? I don't even know, because I don't watch the stuff that she pops up on. And then, of course, as soon as he explains to me who she is, I see her everywhere. Nasty dyke. Nasty hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite. And yeah, don't I was about to give the phone lines up, but I don't want to take any calls today because I don't want to sully this very important show with any crank calls, because normally we just have fun with the crank calls, but I don't want anybody tainting the show today. So I'm watching let's dispense with minutia and kill some time waiting for Paul to get here, because I actually had to watch the Super Bowl. I normally don't watch these things or care, and I really don't.
That's real surprising.
In this particular case, there were a lot of reasons to watch the Super Bowl. First of all, the whole Montana connection. You wonder what is that? Well, Montana doesn't have a football team, pro football team.
So Seattle's the next closest?
Seattle or
Denver.
So there are generally two camps there in Montana. Most people like Seattle, but there were a lot of people that like Colorado. Colorado's Rocky Mountains, so it's one is west and one is south, and they're about the same distance, more or less, give or take 1,000 miles. And that's how it was. The people that would root for Denver, it's like, well, it's the Rocky Mountains. We got to root for the Rocky Mountains team.
Band together.
People, Northwest, whatever.
Band together.
So I really, I didn't watch a single football game this whole season except for the Super Bowl, and I was with people that are going to be watching the Super Bowl. It was a great Super Bowl Sunday. Went skating with all the girls, including an out-of-town, one of the girls, another member of the family, my adopted family. We all went skating, and then we all went to Fridays. We all specifically went to a place where we knew that they would have the game on, but it wouldn't be a nightmare, like at the Ale House or something like that.
Right.
And it got a nice seat, and had some nice food, and watched the first half of the game, and then watched the second half at the after party that we went to back at the family home. And so, of course, I'm with people, and everybody that was around, with the exception of out-of-town girl. I don't have a nickname for her yet. She's new. We can call her pseudo Amish or nigh Amish or a Disney princess or something. She and I were the only two people that were favoring Seattle, and of course I had to root for Seattle because of the Beer Bowl. The Beer Bowl every year, for those of you who don't know, on By the Glass every Thursdays here at 6 o'clock with your host Brett Hubbard, your host to Beverage Culture. We have this event called the Beer Bowl before the Super Bowl, where Brett assembles beers from each town, each city. 5 usually from each city, representing the teams that will be competing in the Super Bowl, and then we taste the beers and rate them according to appearance, aroma, flavor, mouthfeel, which is a weird one because you got to see how it feels in your mouth, and the beer too, and then and then the finish and everything. And this year, the Seattle beers won by a landslide. And the previous 2 years, the winner of the Beer Bowl won the Super Bowl, even though they were underdogs. And this year, the Seattle Seahawks were the underdogs, and they won the Beer Bowl. So I'm following the beer. I'm voting for the beer.
Right.
And so I watched that game. And people think that just because I don't watch sports, that I don't understand what's going on. I played, sandlot football, and I played my share of those things. I never put on the pads and got out there with all those other people, because by that time, that whole thing started in junior high and middle school. By that time, everybody was already twice my size because I'm a little midget. The soccer and the box ball and anything where you didn't have to be tall.
You could have been
big.
a kicker.
Yeah, but When we played sandlot football, I was fine. See, I'm fine. My hands are too little to do good throwing, but I was a adequate receiver. I could catch, like in dodgeball, I could catch anything that you threw at me. I had good coordination. The problem was physics. After a certain point, when everyone's twice your size and they run into you, they're not feeling any pain at all. They can hit you at full speed, and I'm good at avoiding getting hit, but not 100% of the time, and it only takes that once. I'd go flying. Only the ball traveled further than I did through the air when I would play, football with the friends and on the lawn. Or something, and we weren't playing touch football or anything. We were demolishing each other, and it was mostly me getting demolished. Inertia. I was getting a physics lesson. I thought that we were just playing football, but no, they were introducing me to physics and what happens when a large body hits a small body. And in the meantime, I couldn't tackle anyone. I would hit someone at full speed. I could latch on to them like the alien face hugger, and they would wear me like an accessory right across the line.
See, the thing is, George, you didn't use the metaphor that football could have been for you.
Yeah, no.
Because short people, from what I understand, they're thinkers.
Fine at baseball.
But they're thinkers.
And the kicker, not a kick, but what? Yeah.
You find ways to avoid contact. So all the short guys
after a certain point, it became pointless.
Perfect example.
I was moot. All right.
A perfect example, since you brought up the Super Bowl. The quarterback for Seattle is about 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, Williams. By the way, because
Wilson.
Sorry, yeah. And because I was going to say, here's what I observed as an outsider looking in, knowing how the game is played there.
Right.
He's got a completely different definition of what it means for his receiver to be open. Okay, I've watched lots of football games in my life, and this guy just throws these straight, non-arcing bullets to whoever he can see. If he can see you, you're open to him. That's open. If he can see your hand, that's open to him, and he'll put it right in it. Bam!
Because you got to understand, on average, his offensive linemen, they're averaging between 6'6" to 6'8", and this guy again is 5'9".
And speaking of little guys, I don't know who that little guy was. Right there towards the end, he scored a touchdown. A little hook left, hook right, and then he just jumped through.
Right. Wes Welker.
And then one of his teammates comes up and pats him on the head. Oh, you did a good job, little boy. Like he was like
he looks like a
little level
level
to this guy. He just patted him on the head. It's like patted him on the helmet. Nice job, nice job. Everybody was scoring.
Yeah.
They were going to get their moms. Hey, can I get my mom to dress talk? Because I think she could totally score against this team. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So it was embarrassing. And people were upset. Like John was watching, I can't stand watching this game. It's like, why? It was funny. To me, it was a funny watch. No?
No.
It was. I thought it was very funny.
Look,
I'm sitting there with the TGI Fridays with a whole bunch of girls.
I told you
commenting on the games. Like, boy, it doesn't look like Denver can even. Like right there at the beginning, it's like, wow, they're not even moving. They're not moving forward at all.
Yeah, that's a
careful. Here, Flimball.
Sort of. That's a different type of commentary you guys are doing. I like to watch events like that because it's an event. You're expecting a show. Right. And that wasn't a show. That was more or less like, watching the little guy with the really big helmet on.
Yeah. And Bruno Mars is a
great performer.
Very good performer. I gotta say, because they play his songs at the roller rink, and whatever. That's not like you're not gonna catch me going out and buying a Bruno Mars record.
Same here.
But when I saw him on Saturday Night Live, with the band, and he was playing like Locked Out of Heaven or whatever that is, and the band does the dancing and everything like they used to do in the olden days, the brass section.
Earth, Wind, and Fire type of thing.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, and like Cab Calloway and Ricky Ricardo, like the band would get up and dance and do things like performing, like they showed up for work.
Right.
Because you see Saturday Night Live performance, and I watch a lot of live music all the time, and sometimes it's a performance and sometimes it isn't. And I really, as an audience member, I really appreciate the effort. I really appreciate the time that they must have spent rehearsing all those moves because they're all dancing in sync and in unison and everything.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that in these times as far as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
He falls in that category. I know your favorite guy, Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
yeah. They are, in my opinion, the last performers that we have left in these times.
I hate Justin. God, I hate him.
Hey,
I listen because a lot of people are shitting on Justin Bieber these days, and fine, go right ahead. Here you go. But I don't hate Justin the way that I hate Justin. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
I don't hate Bieber the way that I hate Timberlake. Bieber's got to do more bad things, and he's bad enough. I don't like him anymore.
It's
there's a Bieber rant.
Yeah, you might like that.
Oh, okay.
It's
why did you write it down?
Because I don't have access to
But you could say, hey, there's a good Bieber rant on YouTube.
Yeah.
See, this is like the shit that Neil would yell at me about when I would type messages on the computer screen. It's like, why did you type that? And I would say, didn't want to talk on the air. Talk on the air. Open up the microphone, asshole.
Well, I wanted to do like a build up to it, but
I'm not gonna bother playing it. I've got, as a matter of fact, because when Paul gets here, I'm just gonna monopolize my own time with him because this is a big name guy. Is it long, the Justin Bieber rant?
No,
because I don't.
It's about less than a minute.
Listen, he's. I feel sorry, but I don't for him because I don't feel sorry for famous people like the Philip Seymour Hoffman thing. I posted that meme on Facebook.
That was crazy, by the way.
All kinds of shit. I don't feel sorry for rich and or famous people.
Be
because
careful.
What?
You'll catch shit like LeVar Burton did when he had a similar description of Philip Seymour Hoffman's passing.
What did he say?
A lot of, more or less like he
had 3 kids.
And the junkie and this,
yeah,
that, and the third.
He had 3 kids. All right. When you have a kid, your life doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to them.
Right.
All right. Unless somebody took your DNA while you were sleeping and made a clone out of you. Unless somebody, roofied you and milked you, you were responsible for that child's life. That means that you're not to take yourself out like that. And my friend Jamaican Me, as a matter of fact, posted, he was defending, there's a big old controversy because I posted that Facebook meme at the candlelight vigil for Philip Seymour Hoffman, and it had the spoon over the candle. And people were like, too soon. Hey, too soon my ass. Yeah, 46. He was 46,
right.
Rich, famous, way more talented than I can ever hope to be.
Highly regarded.
And guess what? I win.
Yeah.
I win. I'm still alive. My children still have me in their lives. I'm still there, alive, being able to do things for my children, take them skating, take them to the movies, take them to the park, just watch TV, just spend time with my children. My children, happy children. Philip Seymour Hoffman's children, sad, crying, sad.
Shamed.
Shame on you, Philip Seymour Hoffman, you selfish prick.
That's probably what they'll be saying as they get older.
Probably. Mm-hmm. And the people that are writing another, I love you, Mary. Mary's one of the people. It's like, oh, no one ever plans to get addicted. No, of course not. No one plans to get addicted, but it's heroin. And again, Jamaican Me coming to my defense, heroin. And thank you, Phil. It's not his real name, Phil McCracken.
Okay.
The addictive properties of heroin are very well documented, and there is no one in our time that isn't aware of what heroin does. Indeed, there is no one so low rent, so impoverished that they don't know. They know because they see it around them. They see the people around them. I grew up watching people do drugs all around me, and I got to learn way before I ever had a chance to try anything out. I got to see the effects of every single kind of drug on the people around me, and like, oh, look at that. That one will kill you. Or that one will destroy your life.
Pass.
Wait, yeah. So you had to know. The people... I'm saving heroin for when I'm really old, like in a wheelchair with the IV hanging off the handle of it.
You just say screw it.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere anyway. Might as well. I'm already wearing a diaper, so just drop it in my IV.
To hell with it. Give me a shot.
Oh, I got to leave myself something to look forward to anyway. I might as well be a junkie when I'm already too old to go anywhere. I like my mom. She's in the old folks home. Nice one too, man. They keep that place clean. The food is good. I'll take it. I'll take playing out my last days in an old folks home like that. They got the big screen TV, all Spanish language programming.
Awesome.
But I might as well. Be doing heroin. They got nothing. Wheel me up to the viewing window. You know, the window with a nice view, with a nice tree out there somewhere, and shoot me up. What the hell? But to get hooked on something, everybody knows. They invented the term junkie for them, for that. So he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was getting into. He knew exactly the risk he was taking, so I don't feel sorry for him at all. And every problem that you and I have, first of all, most of our problems when we're not rich have to do with money. And people that like to defend, whenever I go on one of these rants, people are like, oh, rich people have problems too. And I go, yeah, they have problems too, but they have the money to deal with it.
Right.
You and me get cancer, we're fucked. Rich person gets cancer, they get to go to the very best cancer specialist and get the very best treatment available. And if they have a chance of surviving their cancer, they will survive their cancer because they have the financial ability to fight that cancer with the best chemotherapy, radiation treatment, doctors, whatever. They will be able to exhaust every scientific medical option available to them because they have the money to do so. We are fucked.
Basically.
We got what? Hemp oil. None of it is free. There's problems, like legal problems. Like if I had any money right now, it'd still be in court. I'd still be having divorce wars right now. Why? How did my ex-wife win the divorce wars? Money. Got money from mom. That's which I think is very funny. When the ex wanted to go to college, mom didn't have any money. When the house was in foreclosure and I had to fight the bank and get the house refinanced, mom didn't have any money. When it's time to fuck me over, mom's got plenty of money to get a celebrity lawyer for the ex and just outwin me. And then of course, like a stupid asshole, I went and got a bargain lawyer because I was trying to save some money and got the biggest faker on the planet, Alex Rivero, to represent me. I hope you die, Alex. You're a piece of shit. You ruined my life, you fucking faker.
How do you really feel about it?
I hope he dies.
Okay.
He's a piece of shit. I hope he dies, and I hope his children are really sad at his funeral because he's a faker piece of shit.
Well, it looks like we're not going to need that Justin Bieber rant since you're...
Oh, yeah. I'm all...
lathered up now.
I'm all lathered up because it's all... If you have money, you have the ability to deal with problems the way that other people don't. So I'm not feeling sorry for any rich people. Oh, bad things can happen to rich people too. You know what? All of the same shit that can happen to us can happen to them, right? But then they're still rich. You know what rich people worried about? Losing their money.
Exactly.
You know, oh my God. And the people say, money doesn't buy happiness. Don't you love it when people say that? Money doesn't buy happiness.
It's usually people that have money that say that.
Yeah. Money doesn't buy happiness. Or people that are trying to console themselves over the fact that they don't have any. Oh, money doesn't buy happiness. I don't think you know how to spend it.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
Yeah.
That's not accurate
If you think that money doesn't buy happiness, you don't know how to use your money.
Yeah, because I got
anybody
a couple
out
things
there
in mind
listening,
right
and I know
now.
that probably isn't anybody out there with a shitload of money that has the nerve to say that money doesn't buy happiness and say, well, then give me your money. No.
You serious?
Why not? Because you'll be unhappy if you give me your money.
Aha.
Wouldn't you?
I see a liar.
You would hate it. That would suck. That would suck for you, wouldn't it, to be without money? You'd be miserable, wouldn't you? Mr. Money doesn't buy happiness. You want me to show you how money buys happiness? Give me a suitcase full of money. We'll go over here to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital.
No.
To the cancer ward. Okay? And we'll walk over there and find a parent visiting their child, wondering if their child is going to live or die from cancer.
I don't see the
and we'll
sense
say,
in that.
Hey, Mom and Dad, we see that you're over here trying to save your child from cancer. Here's a suitcase full of money to help pay for the cancer treatments for your child. Hire the best doctors. Hire some specialists. Go get some research done for your child. And watch how happy they get. Watch how happy they become. Money can't buy happiness. Money doesn't buy happiness.
And what do I get out of that?
What?
That's what their retort would be.
Oh, if that doesn't make you happy, then you're a son of a bitch. If that doesn't make you happy to help people with a dying child, then you're a piece of shit.
Okay, I guess I'll be a rich piece of shit then.
Yeah, well, exactly, they are.
Yeah.
They're rich pieces of shit. Listen, they don't have all that money because they gave it away to somebody. They don't have all that money because they're good at helping people. Nobody got rich because they were good at helping people and good at making people happy. They got rich because they were good at being selfish, because they got good at hoarding. They got good at hopping stuff up and not sharing it with anyone. That's how you gain more stuff. You use your stuff to gain more stuff. Only idiots give all their stuff away like me. Only idiots pay people's bills their whole lives and have nothing to show for it at the end. But somebody laughing at you, ha ha ha, idiot! I played you for all you were worth, and then I took the leftovers, ha ha ha.
I think they're the ones that coined that. Well, you just said it. They coined the term "money doesn't buy you happiness" because that's, in my opinion, it's more suited to keep you in your place, so you won't be as ambitious to get on that level.
Right.
Right.
They got lots of wonderful little quips, and of course the Napoleon quote: "Religion is here so the poor don't murder the rich. Something's got to keep them in line.
Right.
Lay a guilt trip on them. God wants you there. If God wanted you to be rich, you'd be rich, asshole." Let's take that break so I can drink some more water and eat some more of these veggies. It's 107 All Veggie Radio, SoFloRadio.com.
The most important online radio station.
It's easier than ever to listen to SoFlo, on the air and everywhere. On any computer, any mobile device, iPhone, iTouch, and anywhere you are, just hit SoFloRadio.com. Tell your friends about South Florida's radio network, SoFloRadio.com.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Foreclosure is hard on every member of the family, but your family is not alone. If you're struggling with your mortgage, there is help. To learn about the government's Making Home Affordable program, visit makinghomeaffordable.gov or call 1-888-995-HOPE to speak to a HUD-approved housing counselor. It's free of charge. Visit makinghomeaffordable.gov or call 1-888-995-HOPE today. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, NeighborWorks America, and the Ad Council.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait, Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We asked this gentleman to participate in our radio taste test challenge. On one table, terrestrial radio. On the other, SoFloRadio.com. Do you have your blindfold on?
Yes.
Try a bite of this.
Oh, God, that's awful. Tastes like the soiled briefs of a lonely fat man.
You just had a taste of all sports and corporate-backed right-wing assassin talk radio. Now give this a try.
That's gotta be SoFloRadio.com.
Entertaining, funny, informative. I love it. Can I have more? SoFloRadio.com. A full plate of delicious entertainment. despicable, nasty and abysmal, nauseating, odious hag. E's for not embarrassed as you flash your skinny bony ass in skirts that hide your duct tape gaff. C-O-U-L, your daddy rules in hell. T-E-R, cold dirt, takes a camel toe to know what swells and smells.
All the time you're on the news, they can't get enough of you, spewing poison Nazi remarks. They point their cameras low when you're on a pundit show to see your panties in a wad. Obnoxiously belligerent, sermonizing ignorance, a poster child Republican clown. The media gushes over Anne with enormous manly hands and the biggest Adam's apple in town.
I need another abortion and I need it fast. I feel like a baby's hanging out my ass. I'm hobbling and having trouble lifting my feet to the clinic with the picket lines down the street. It's the abortion shuffle. The abortion shuffle. The bastard got me in trouble. Clean me out on the double. Strap me in the stirrups, get the fetus out of my bay. I stink from the juices that I ooze and squirt, and lactating milk all over my shirt. I'm walking like a gimp, taking baby steps as the marks on my puppy spread and stretch. It's the abortion shuffle.
Abortion shuffle.
The abortion shuffle.
Abortion shuffle.
Get the hanger on the double.
Abortion shuffle.
To pot the water bubble. Strap me in the stirrups, get the fetus out of my bay.
113 SoFloRadio.com. George Rodriguez, Jack over here on the board, and the very famous Paul Mecurio. And I was one of the original people that had to straighten people out about, you and the gay guy.
Thank you very much about that. Very annoying. There's this guy from Australia,
right,
named Paul
Mecurio,
which is actually how my name is spelled. We spell the whole.
Well, it's changed now. Did you change the spelling?
I had to change the spelling. My God-given name is Mercurio, and that's how he spells his name. And he got in the Actors Union before I did.
Right, it's a whole SAG thing.
So people would Google his name, and he's this choreographer who was in this this movie Strictly Ballroom, and he's this dancer,
Right.
so he's got like a dancer's body.
He was in East of Eden or something, that movie, his famous buns and everything.
He was in,
got famous
he was in,
before you did, unfortunately.
And he basically got, and he's in these so they would Google him, they could Google me, and they would go to his website and end up at his website, and they'd be like, he's in these super tight pants with a hot package, like everything's hanging out there, and he's got like a bottle of water, and he's spraying himself, and he's got like a tank top and all. Like you said, and it's just like, people would call me and go, I didn't know you're doing gay porn. What's going on? And it's like, no, it's not me.
It's almost impossible, because I like to do a little bit of research and just, first of all, I'm just going to suck your ass publicly over here. I'm very honored. You're the second most famous person I've had on my show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This show is not getting a lot of famous people.
Jessica Simpson.
Seriously?
Is the most famous.
That's
I got
awesome.
Pictures way back when and everything. So welcome to SoFlo Radio, the
Cool, man.
burning barrel of the broadcast industry.
Yeah.
I lit the fire, and one by one, my peers are showing up, and
I like it.
looking for warmth and light, and I hand them their first pair of sock gloves and can of cat food.
Nice.
And try to explain to them, here's what your life is going to be like from this point on.
Exactly.
But we are growing.
This is great, man.
I rule over the tattered remnants of what was once a great talk radio empire down here, and the picture of myself and Neil Rogers, just so you know.
Oh yeah, look at that. How did
South Florida's Howard Stern, and Neil is dead now, rest in peace. So I don't know how familiar you are with that, but we were huge, and general interest talk radio died, and I know I'm referencing that because we want to talk about your podcast. And everything in your act.
It's a lost art, man. I'm a big fan of talk. I love Charlie Rose, Tavis Smiley, and Larry King.
Ironically, I don't listen to a lot of talk radio, and people go, but but you do it for a living. And I say, well, that doesn't make me like it more. It's
Right.
like if I dug ditches for a living and
Right.
someone came over to visit me, I'd be sitting there on my porch drinking a beer, and they'd say, how come you're not digging ditches
I don't watch
in
a
your
lot
backyard
of. I don't
right
watch
now?"
a lot of comedy. Me either.
So-
it's 'cause I do it for a living. Is always
So
sort of like,
yeah, I was actually, so here's the point that I was trying to make. I was looking up info on you and listening to sound bites and things like that, just to so that I would not sound stupid. No, I am stupid.
Thank
but
God,
I don't
'cause
want,
if you sound stupid,
I
I'm
don't want to
walking out of
sound
it.
stupid, but
And I'm taking these paper
I kept
plates with
Googling,
me.
I kept Googling Paul Mecurio, and Google keeps saying, "Do you mean Paul Mercurio?" And I would tell Google, "No, I mean Paul Mercurio."
It's almost like Google's going, no, you want Paul Mercurio,
Emmy
not
and
him."
Peabody winning comic writer, political satirist whose resume is too long for me to go through on a 3-hour radio show. That Paul, and they go, "Don't you mean the gay dancer Paul Mercurio?" No, Google. I was like, "Are you sure?"
With the
and
hot
I said to Google, I
package.
said, "Google, are you sure he's gay?" And Google gave me this: gay or straight. Paul Mercurio on the gayometer. In case you didn't know,
and the MER.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that thing existed. What is this?
It's neither, and I found the gayometer looking for information on
Wow.
you. Google, it really wants me to look up the other
Me,
guy,
yeah.
the other Paul.
Well, that's why I'm
Mercurio.
gonna put Google
on
out
the,
of
on the
business.
gayometer. According to 15, he's 71% gay average.
Oh, yeah, I
Paul
think he
Mercurio
definitely
has
is.
been voted highly gay.
That's awesome. Loud. That's awesome.
So anyway, so welcome to the show. Thank you, Lisa. Did she have to sleep with you?
She
to
did.
bring you here.
Well,
'Cause
she wanted.
George.
Yeah.
She called me up.
We actually did. All we did was sleep. We actually just slept.
She said, "Hey, I have
Very
a chance. I'm looking for an excuse to sleep with Paul
She's
Mercurio.
beautiful. She's
Isn't she?
Asshole, George.
I have.
I Googled George Rodriguez, and you don't want to
I'm
know what
so
comes up.
honored because see, Lisa coming on this show. This is slumming for her to come on this
It
show.
really
so
is.
we're totally underqualified to have you on the show over here.
Well, I think
We're gonna-
she's lovely. I was on her show the last time I was in town. I called in. We had a great time. And and then one thing led to another, and we didn't meet, but I got her pregnant over the phone. That's how.
Yeah,
that's how I
that's
roll.
amazing. See, I
That's
don't
how
know, we
heterosexual I am.
Me too.
And I
got
aborted it
my
with an app.
ex-wife. My ex-wife, I got her pregnant on the pill twice, at least. If
Did you really?
If you believe her, because that's how heterosexual I am. So women should not sit on the same seat.
She should not be in this room with us. Between you and me,
I had to have a vasectomy twice.
I do have some white stuff on my shirt for real. I'm like,
I had.
And speaking of that, I was going to say, because I'm watching some of your material, my ex-wife says that you owe her money for the plastic furniture joke, that she invented that joke 25 years ago to make fun of me.
No,
of
she
plastic
can't have that.
furniture.
No, I don't have it. The joke is not about plastic furniture. The joke
Plastic
is
on the furniture.
No, but the joke. That's the premise of the joke. But what is her joke about plastic furniture?
That she didn't believe that I was Cuban until she visited my house.
Well, the Cubans do the
and
same
saw
thing.
the
But my
plastic-
joke. But
we
my
got it
joke
from-
isn't
we
about.
got it
But no, my joke is about that we're Italian, and there's a traditional kind of concept that you have about Italians is that they have a super neat house with plastic on the furniture, and they basically, that stereotype goes out the window because in my family growing up, we did not have plastic on the furniture. Let me hear. That's okay.
I did.
Apparently, so
Cubans.
so like basically what happens is, our house was a pigsty growing up and still is because the focus of our lives was my mother's furniture business, which she still runs.
Okay.
So this is how bad the house was, and this is a true story. Someone broke into the house and they took the stereo. They didn't touch another thing in the house. They were in and they were out in 2 minutes.
Nice stereo.
Someone, it was a Panasonic, it was $300 from Radio Shack. And they basically came in and they didn't touch anything else in the house. A cop comes over to take a police report, stands in the middle of the living room, surveys the living room, and he goes, "Oh my God, what kind of an animal would make a mess like this?" And he thought the guy broke in and ransacked the house. And I'm like, yeah, the guy was crazy. He threw a bra on the lampshade and left salami out all day. He did not touch a thing in the house. And so we lived the opposite of the traditional plastic on the furniture situation in our house.
No, we had a very stereotypically Cuban. Although my mother married a redneck.
Yeah.
And that was that's a whole movie. That's a whole book.
Well,
It was White Trash
the other
Brady
part
Bunch.
of being Italian about being in the mafia is true. My cousins Jimmy and Bobby. My cousin Jimmy deals coke he deals with the mob and deals coke.
Good prices.
And
you
you
got
got to go to Rhode Island for it.
I don't have a good connection anymore.
And my cousin Bobby is a small-time hood for the mob. He runs numbers. This is all true, and he sells stuff out of the trunk of his car.
I got some truisms to lay on you too.
He sells He's got ratchets, suits, and car alarms. Car alarms he
Sweet.
stole out of other people's
It fell
cars.
off of the truck.
Yeah, right. And when you say to him, Bobby, you realize the fact you're able to steal this means it's not a very good alarm. He goes, what are you talking about? It just doesn't have a box. It's fine. Here, take it. It's $25. And this is what a Guido is. This is how he came dressed to my father's funeral. An open casket Italian Catholic funeral. Fluorescent orange, silk shirt, unbuttoned gold chains, white patent leather belt, white slacks. A creamsicle with chest hair.
Awesome. Oh, my God.
White mesh loafers. No socks because it's the summer.
Right.
But you got to put powder on your feet to keep them dry. But Bobby, being the Guido he was, put too much powder. So every time he'd step toward the casket, puffs of white smoke would come out of the tops of his shoes. Yeah, and then he comes up to the
It's
casket.
foot powder. It's a what?
Yeah. And
I have an odor problem.
And he shakes my hand. He goes, hey, Paulie. He goes, Aunt Latte, he was a good man. Here's a little something for the funeral. And he palms me $50 like I'm a maitre d' at a restaurant.
That's awesome.
Oh, my
That's
God.
So that's my Italian family.
The Cubans, just so you know, because there's different. Cuba's a colony, so people from all over come. But the original colonists were the Spaniards, who learned everything from the Italians. That's what it means to be Latin. It started in Rome.
Right.
The original offer you can't refuse wasn't Don Vito. It was the Roman emperors visiting Spain. You know, they would march up to a village, a tribe, the barbarians. That word means bar. That's what we sounded like to the Romans, and they said, hey, I got a deal for you. We're going to build roads and aqueducts and make your little village into a city here. We're going to teach you to put plastic on your furniture and teach you to stop brushing your teeth with piss, because they used to do that. And it's going to be great.
I do that now, by the way.
Really? It's like they have gum now. Urea flavored gum. I shit you not. And they go, or we're going to kill you and rape all your women.
Yeah.
It's your choice. Really, it's an offer you can't refuse.
Well, that's what I do when I go on stage. I go, you're either going to laugh or I'm going to rape all your women. And then they...
Yeah,
because
I got in trouble.
We had a guy
Rape
last
jokes
night-
aren't funny. Did you saw what happened to Tosh? I got a story on Facebook. I'm all over Facebook. I got in trouble I didn't even know I was posting a rape joke. That's how sensitive the fat
get
chicks
away
are.
with them. Look, there's a hooker in New York, okay, written up in the New York Times. She hooked for 30 years, still a hooker, 30 years. She raised 3 kids being a hooker. Good for her. You know, whatever. You do what you got to do to raise your kids. This is true. In the article, it
I
says
wonder what
she
that
had been
401k
sexually-
looks like.
She had been sexually assaulted, right? And they charged the guy with sexual assault, which is terrible. I would never make fun of that. But I started to think, well, the woman's a hooker and she's selling sex. Shouldn't the charge have been shoplifting? That's a good rape joke that doesn't offend.
Okay.
Very difficult to
Sure.
pull
No,
off.
no, it does offend.
It would have
because
helped if you laughed at
I
it.
didn't know.
Asshole. Come on.
I'm laughing on the inside.
Yeah, that's
Trust
really
me.
good for radio.
I'm saving up for the end. We got a track for you later on. We'll fire it off. I posted.
You're very smart.
Not as
You
smart
seem
as you
very
are.
well- no, you seem
I don't
very
know about
well
that.
read. Like
Credentials.
that whole Latin stuff.
I used to read a lot, but then they got the History Channel.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have to read anymore. It's
said,
awesome.
"Fuck
They
it."
just tell me shit all day long. I posted one of my friends on Facebook posted a picture of an old cough syrup label with all the fun stuff in it: morphine, codeine, ether, alcohol, all this stuff. And so everybody's posting comments. So I chime in. Gee, I sure hope my date drinks that. Oh my God. Oh my God!
People
The
got
fat
offended by
chicks,
that?
all the fat chicks of the world, they just jumped all over me.
Oh
Of course,
my
it's all
God.
these gross man-looking fat chicks. Funny, any man that's gonna give his date alcohol to get laid is pathetic and everything. And I'm like,
Well, it's the whole problem with our culture. I talk
you don't know
about-
me, Toots.
I
Baby,
talk-
you don't know me.
I talk
You don't
about
have
this
a
in my-
clue.
I talk about this in my act. Like you can't even say to somebody now, and well, you can, but they groan. Oh, you look, you're Asian, right? No,
Yeah.
people are like,
Oh,
it's like, you know what? The stand up, especially, is
Your
the
act is
last
filthy
bastion.
racist. I love it.
Yeah, well, it's the last. Like we're all racist. I see an Asian, I
Sure.
think sneaky. They refuse to use our forks. Let's be honest.
Right? No, it's true.
Mexican, they're
It's-
excellent with the gardening. Okay, now
Sushi last night, as a matter of fact, right?
I have racist thoughts, but as a white male, I can't say it because I'm the oppressor and everybody's pissed at me.
Sure, but it wasn't always that way.
But Hispanic comics and black comics can get on stage and they can
Sure.
talk about race, and we laugh out of white guilt.
Yep.
And a lot of times, some black comics, not all, but a lot of them will do this black guy, white guy voice thing, which drives me crazy. They do the black guy voice and make him sound
Sure.
great. It's like, oh, come on,
Sure.
baby, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's
Then they
That's
do the
price
white
you
guy
pay.
voice, right? Then they do the white guy voice. Like, hey there, Mr. Buddy Boy. Like, we're all nerds, apparently. And that's a broad racial stereotype. That's like
Sure.
me saying every black man talks like this. Well, hello there. I want some chicken and watermelon. That's like me saying Obama goes to the UN. Oh, what's up, UN? Obama in the house. Like, it's if I say that, I'm the bad guy. But if a black guy or a white or a Hispanic says it,
That's totally
do
true.
that?
Well, here's a
I'm
lesson I learned
confused.
from Howard. I have a black person on the show, so I can make black jokes. See, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me permission, and if I'm afraid to say the N-word, I have a designated N-word
step away and he
sayer.
says it. And he says it, yeah.
So
I
he's
got
a-
it on hand.
He's allowed to.
But again, this is radio, so
Yeah.
people listening
Sure,
don't know if
but
that's
I'll
a black
get-
guy or just you doing a black guy voice.
I can't make cough syrup jokes. I can't do black guy.
That cough syrup thing's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. But you say that I'm smart. I mean, your pedigree is so amazing. First of all, graduated with honors from law school, and then I don't know.
cheated.
Who doesn't?
That's really white of
and then
you.
the investment
saying?
investment
I'm not dummy.
banker thing. So you've gone
Can
from
he turn and look at us, or does he have to look at
he's
that?
got to look over there.
Yeah,
That's
I've
his
got
job.
to.
He's got to monitor little lights
It's
and
modern.
things.
We're not launching anything. You just let it run. And then
All
you
right,
turn
look
it-
over here for a second, Jack.
All right.
There you go. Isn't he
Yeah.
beautiful, ladies and gentlemen? Actually, got
Don't
that.
start that.
He's a beautiful,
Don't start
He's
that.
uncomfortable with eye contact.
beautiful man over here, Jack Charles, ladies and gentlemen. But I have to ask you because you won the Emmy, nominated for another one, you won the Peabody. I mean, I'm not even worthy to be in the same
and
room with you.
nominated for an Oscar and a Tony. No, I'm just kidding.
What made you
was
you
Bowler of
want
the Year
to
in Providence, Rhode Island.
want to not be a successful writer and instead become a traveling clown? It's like why
I didn't start as a writer. I was
no you were and so you just
the
love
writing
it.
thing I just took because it was a new job and I was new in
So you're not
stand-up.
even
writing has never been the main thing. It's
so
always been
that
stand up and acting.
I won
and
that
performing.
award. I just shit that shit out. I wasn't even taking that seriously.
I was working on Wall Street doing corporate deals. The last thing I wanted to do was work. My agent had to talk me into taking the offer from the Daily Show to do it. Because I basically was already like working right. I've been in an office. I liked doing stand up. I was writing jokes as a hobby, and I sold some jokes to Jay Leno when he did them on the Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see him at a private
Hey, that's
function.
all in
I
your
gave-
wiki. I memorized it.
and I basically handed him all these jokes, and I'm like, I don't know if you need jokes, but I had all these jokes. I go, you can have them, and he goes, yeah, and he really does talk like that. And then he goes, come back here. I go, what? He goes, you might want to put your name and your phone number on here so I know how to reach you. I was so nervous, like I didn't even do that. And I go home. I think I'm never going to hear from the guy again. And he calls me 2 days later, and he goes, you can start doing the jokes and start sending me jokes, and I'll do them on the Tonight Show. And I'm like, oh, cool. And he goes, well, what do you do for a living? I go, I'm a lawyer. And he starts laughing. He goes, I knew it. I go, what? He goes, your setups are way too long. You're too wordy. Cut the chat. They were like 4 lines. Like it was way too much. And I was putting make funny face here. It was crazy, right? So a week later, he calls me and he says, I'm going to do one of your jokes on the Tonight Show tonight, which blew me away. I was like, why are you calling me? You have like
So
people
cool.
who have called people who call me. And he's like, nah, I like to keep in touch with the guys. And he does the joke the next night, pays me $50 for the joke, and it blows my head off my shoulders. Then he says to me, try the jokes out before you send them to me. And I said, how do I do that? He goes, well, you can go to these little open mic nights. So I started to go to open mic nights, and I started to live a secret double life where I was a lawyer by day, lawyer, investment banker by day, and a comedian at these dive bars.
Did
by
you wear
night.
a disguise?
A
Fake
little bit.
mustache, Groucho glasses.
A little bit. I would put on a mud
Makeup?
pack and a cucumber slices on my eyes. No, what I would do is we'd have a dinner break at 7:00. It's a good question because I kind of did have what I would do is I change my look so I fit in downtown. So I take off my expensive suit jacket and tie, and I'd mess up my hair and try to look downtown, and I go to these dive bars around New York City. One of them that I worked in was called Downtown Beirut 2.
Okay.
And I always loved it too because apparently they were franchising these shitholes, or Israeli fighters took out one, and you had to have comeback lines.
That's good.
You had to have comeback lines for drunk hecklers, and I got really good at it to the point where my night job started spilling over into my day job. So I was getting heckled one night, and I go back to the
you were
firm.
heckling at the firm, were you?
And I was getting heckled one day at the firm. And this lawyer in a room, not just like this, at a big conference table, and he starts heckling me. He says, I could have drafted a better document in my sleep. And I snapped, and I went into anti-heckle mode. I'm like,
Oh, boy.
yeah? Well, I could have been your father, but the dog beat me over the fence.
That's good.
That was the beginning.
That's
of the end
awesome.
For me. And I was living that life for
Good
2
story.
years where nobody from one world knew the other. And when I finally
Right,
sort
that's
of came
Jekyll
out of
and
the
Hyde.
closet,
That's the plot of the actual book, the Jekyll
Well,
and Hyde.
exactly.
It's not
And
about turning into a monster. It's
And I did turn into a monster. I was having a nervous breakdown at like 25 because I was hiding it from both worlds. I couldn't let a comic know that I was a Wall Street guy.
Yeah.
And then now my wife, then my girlfriend, when I finally said, look, I think I want to leave Wall Street to be a comedian, she goes, oh, thank God. I go, why? She goes, well, I thought you were cheating on me. I go, why? She goes, well, you were supposed to be working on it. You were coming home and reeking of beer and cigarette smoke, and you had women's numbers, which were other comics with rooms.
Yeah.
So,
God.
like, she was putting together a completely different picture, in her mind than I. And so, and then I was just like, I got to shit or get off the pod here.
one of the things that I saw you doing that I wanted to ask you about, because I think it's a great idea. That you mentioned a Consumer Man. I don't know how old that footage was that I was watching, but I need someone like you to go with me places like to restaurants, because you said you like to be an advocate for people, and I'm really like afraid to even send soup back at a restaurant.
Oh, no,
or to,
not
like,
me. I'm the guy that always has to speak to the manager. I'm that guy.
I need you. I need you in my life.
Thank
you know,
you.
in
Well,
turn,
I will-
in
I'll
turn
be
I
there
will
for you, brother.
solve your computer problems and take your kids.
Well, there's all
Do you
this
have kids? I'm sorry.
I got a kid. I got a son.
Congratulations. How old?
He's 12.
That's great.
I can't believe he's. I can remember when he first started
My
walking.
younger daughter will be 12 this month.
You ever see?
I have
Remember your
two.
kid when your kid first starts walking? It's so cute because like he'd walk 10 feet and then he'd sit and he'd walk 10
Mhm.
feet and he'd sit and he'd walk 10 feet and he'd sit, and I looked at him and I thought, okay, he's a security guard. It's adorable. And but at this age, I got to
Doing
be
that
honest with
little
you, I'm
thing.
resentful toward my kid because there are just some times when I don't want to have to do shit with him or for him. Like I had a father-son bonding weekend a couple of weekends ago, and at the end of the weekend, it hit me that I don't really care for the kid. Now here's why. Because they're very needy. He's like, I want to go on a amusement park ride. I want to watch. I want a grilled cheese sandwich. Like one night, it's my Saturday night too. I want to go to a strip club, and he gives me shit.
Yeah.
Daddy, the lady on the pole scares me.
I hate strippers.
This Jack Daniels is burning my throat. You
chest
call that
burns.
weed?
My chest burns.
That's awesome. Because I'm raising my kids the same way. Except I keep them out of the strip clubs. And then, but of course, mom, the ex-wife fights me
Exhausting.
because
How many kids do you have?
2. But
How do you do with 2? I am so tired.
Ages apart.
With one, me
My
too.
ex-wife played me like a chump. She got pregnant on purpose the first time, and then as soon as I told her, as soon as this one's like 18, I'm out of here, right? Boom! Within a month, she's pregnant again. So she was
Wow.
playing me for a chump. And
Wait
she.
a minute, but you put your penis in her. It's not like she held
Well,
it down.
I'll show you pictures. It was, and she got me drunk. I'm a pussy. I'm a pushover. I'm easily manipulated
Were you
by.
raped?
By women.
Were you man
I'm
raped?
a pussy. I was man raped.
Where'd you meet her, George?
A strip club. She was a stripper. I saw her naked before I ever.
What did you
said
expect was going to happen?
I'm a country bumpkin. I'm a rube.
Yeah. First of all, you're
I was-
Cuban.
yeah, but no, I was kidnapped by rednecks at a very early age. I can use my joke. No, I can.
Go ahead,
you ever-
let me hear it.
I was reared in the South.
Nice.
And I'm still sore about it.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that is a complete
So
joke.
yeah, thank you.
It goes this
like,
way.
it's a 1-2, man. It's a little jab and a hook. So, but it's true. My mother
You
married
remind me of me. You do have the ADHD.
Oh man, like you have
I'm
no
like that.
idea.
My
Without-
wife and I are completely opposites. She's very
Listen.
calm and one thing at a time, and I'm all over the place. I multitask even in bed. My idea of romantic
we do
evening
coke
is making
together. We'll
love.
shred this town. Let's go.
I was just saying, my idea of a romantic evening is making love to my wife when I'm on the phone with my broker, eating Chinese food, watching a football game, and having a satellite dish installed.
Yeah, if I'm not doing 3 things at once, I
1,000
feel like I
shares
feel
sounds good.
lazy.
That tastes good, honey. That's so good. Right there is good. It's good! But it's good to have, you've got to have people in the world who are kind of all over the place. It makes it entertaining.
Yeah, I can't be
Do you take a
stagnant. I
drug
gotta
of any
keep
kind?
Moving. Yes, I take a drug of every kind.
Careful.
George needs to not take drugs too. He's naturally so hyper.
He must be a fun dad.
I am an amazingly fun dad.
He is a
Ask
fun dad.
anyone.
Your
You
kids
could
are
call
how
my
old?
daughter
Yes.
like 25 and 12.
Wow, you have a 25-year-old.
Yeah, I know I'm old, but not to so
Dude.
you can tell. I take my hat off. I look way
No, you
older.
look good.
Thank you. I'm physically active,
Yeah.
which is why
You got to get your colon
Lisa
checked.
will never have sex with me for 2 reasons. I know. Number one,
There's
she hooked.
a long list of
She
reasons.
hooked well, I know, but here's the main two. Like, I know this because, like, when someone does something really nice for you and she's a girl, you know she's not gonna bang you, because so she hooked up this thing here with you. So I really appreciate that. And also, she's a chubby chaser, and I'm physically active, so I'll never.
I'm not a chubby chaser.
Prove
Chubby
it.
guys?
Listen. I do not like chubby guys.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Does he know that? Does he know that you don't like him?
I don't. He's not chubby. He's
Oh, he
just
isn't.
he's muscular.
Oh, is that?
She likes the muscle.
Okay.
Okay, that's the term.
Okay.
Muscular.
Sure.
He's big.
Beer builds better bodies. We have some
certain
beer here.
areas.
As a matter of fact, we have
I don't think he's
just
fat.
so because I love not just hosting shows, but hosting in general.
Yeah,
so
you
we
seem
have
like a very
beverages. We have diet soda, regular soda, any mixed drink that you would like, as long as it mixes with tonic or grapefruit juice.
And if you're hiding from anyone,
and a variety of beers. So we have. There's only one thing that a bar has.
Such a cool.
Thank you.
studio.
There's only one thing a bar has that we don't have.
What's that?
A liquor license.
Do you have crushed OxyContin?
Not crushed.
Nice.
Yet, but I do have a metal spoon. Wow. Do you want some
You
tinfoil
can't
or did
watch
you bring your
sports-
own?
Do you now? Does your daughter play sports?
No, we skate. We're avid skaters. My 12-year-old and I, we skate 2 to 3 times a week.
What?
We go to
With
the
my
roller
daughter
rink.
sometimes,
Roller.
too.
Roller
Oh, do you
skating,
really?
Yeah, I got her into it. I used to be a rink rat, and then my wife ended my life, social, physical, everything. I just had to sit next to her
Where
watching
is
her.
this bitch? I'm gonna hit her.
She's right up the road.
I'm
she's
Italian. Is
She's
she
slow
still a
moving. No, are you kidding? She stopped working as soon as Man, she moved in. That was the last day that I had a clean house, and she stopped working.
Did you have any trepidation about marrying a stripper?
Yes, because my stepsister was a stripper, and I thought I knew better. But first of all, she's a member of Mensa. You want to talk about
Who?
brainy? My ex,
Oh, here
member
we
of
go. That's so
Mensa.
full of shit.
It's
Please
true.
don't give me that line. Another stripper with getting a master's degree in neuroscience.
No. She wasn't
Say
lying
you're
about
a
that.
stripper.
She actually.
Why
was-
would you be a stripper if you have a Mensa IQ?
Because they make more money. Because she made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's
And then-
the reason to do
By the way,
everything.
and
money.
here's how you know she's brilliant.
Get your wife on the phone. I'll
She latched
fucking
onto
talk.
me. Oh, good lord, the ex. No, I'll show you pictures of her and everything.
Let me see.
But there's before and after because she was
Here's
beautiful.
the thing about women. There's a thing, and you tell me you're a woman. You're very lovely. I was on the Bethany show. We were talking about relationships a couple of weeks ago, and they said, what's worse? Let me see.
I'll show you. That's when she was starting to get fat. Now she's a tub.
Oh, she looks.
That was years ago. That was still well into our marriage, and I'll show you some modeling pictures that she took well into our marriage. But she was beautiful. But no, she was.
All right, I don't care about your wife. All right.
Genius.
No, I want to see the pictures. I'm kidding. I need
Genius.
something to
She was a
masturbate to
genius
later.
because she played.
I was
me
16 the first
perfectly.
time I masturbated. Is that old?
Yeah, it's pretty old.
Everybody says that.
I was a born again Christian, so I felt horrible the first time I masturbated.
How old were you when you first masturbated?
14.
14?
Yeah.
How old were
I
you?
didn't have to. I was having these wet dreams all the time. I didn't feel like I had to.
I skipped straight for sex. I got man raped by my babysitter.
Wow.
At 8.
Did you really?
Yeah.
At 8.
Wow.
So he was 8 before he was 7.
She was 12.
Here, you can scroll through here and see pictures, but there it was. There she was.
She always,
Beautiful. But
looks like
remember, see, here's why I made an exception in her case. I could reference anything in history, any current event, or use any word, and she knew what I was talking about. Most of the time, and I'm sure you get this too, you'll say things to someone and they'll say, "What? I don't know what that means," or you'll say something about the Middle East or who the hell knows what about Russia. You'll reference something and they won't know what you're talking about. And I have limited patience for being around people like that, and so.
Very lovely.
But she was playing me from the very beginning. Played me like a chump and the system and everything.
Yeah.
But whatever.
So anyway,
More about you.
so I'm 16 the first time I masturbated, right? And
To who? To what, by the way? Because I'm
I'm
embarrassed.
going to tell you. So I was at my birthday party, my 16th birthday party. It wasn't at the table, like, hey. So I go into the bathroom. Now, no one had ever talked to me about masturbation in my family. I have an older brother. We're Italians. You don't talk about that stuff. I have a father and an older brother. And basically, I went into the bathroom, and one thing leads to another. And I get an erection, which I didn't even know was called an erection. I don't think it's hard and it's red. And then stuff starts coming out of me like it was crazy. Like this white stuff starts coming out of me. I'm like, oh my God, my body's rejecting the frosting on the cake. Like I had no idea
Really?
what was going on. And that was my first foray. Somebody told me he was 10 the first time. I'm like, what comes out of you when you're 10? Gummy bears? Like what would come out of you? 10's young.
They should tell people that. I masturbated to a woman's exercise show.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could totally
Just
see
on a black and white TV, no
Was
less.
it a Jane Fonda type of thing?
Yeah, it was a Jane Fonda kind of thing. I forget the lady's name. Look. Is your mic on?
It's like
There we go.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I miss those days when you can get turned on by black and white exercising. You know?
I can get turned on by nothing.
You mean black
by
and white?
oxygen, by just
interracial.
and people.
Gotcha,
and apparently that at my age, because I'm 49 now, I'm getting compliments now. What I used to get in trouble for before, like having a hard on for no reason, people compliment. Oh, at your age, you're getting a spontaneous erection. Good for you.
Do you take
Good
the
for you.
Viagra?
No.
I tried it once. And it freaked out. It did
I
weird
tried a
shit to
half
my
of one
heart.
once. It made I felt like I was having an MSG.
It really
flushed my face, and I got a headache from it.
I'm
And
like,
it was
this is not worth it.
It was a
Yeah.
20-something that handed it to me, and they said, I don't need that. And it goes, it's not about need, man. It's about you enjoy it at another level. Like, you don't need ketchup on your burger, and you don't need weed at a concert either, but you enjoy that,
geez.
right?
Did you punch him in the face when he talked to you
Afterwards?
like that?
Yeah. No, these are the people. This is
Radio?
radio people. Radio all around me, man. These are the
Oh, I
punks.
like you, man.
Yeah.
You seem
I
like you shouldn't
too.
let this
Thank
woman
you.
make you aggravated. First of all, why don't you delete all the pictures of her off
No,
your phone?
no, it's a family thing, whatever.
No, stop.
That's the first
stop.
step.
You're living in denial.
folder.
I just stop. Let me say this.
I can't.
It's
an iPhone.
No,
I have to go to the computer.
Let me say this. You have pictures of her with your kids. That I see. But all
Sure.
those other pictures of her and whatever, you got to let go.
Yeah.
And you got to bang some chick that doesn't look like her. Me.
Okay.
I like you, and I'm trying to help you.
Thank you. I appreciate
You
that.
come to the Hard Rock, and we'll get you an Asian chick.
Okay. I don't particularly like Asian.
You
chicks,
will this
but-
weekend.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Sure. I'll go to the Hard
She'll be
Rock.
tied up and she won't speak.
We just met. We know each other, but I'm an adventure guy. I have a lot of adventures. I have a lot of stories that I can't tell
I
on
always
the air.
travel with a ball
so-
gag. I should have the name of my next CD. I always travel with a ball gag.
That's a joke. That's a gag about a ball, right? A ball gag.
Oh, I don't know. I just made a
You just made a ball gag.
We're writing comedy on the air, people.
He's so smart. He doesn't even know. You're really smart. You do.
No,
you,
I'm
I mean, yeah. You
It's
do
very nice
political-
of you to say.
We
I'm an
have a
idiot.
lot of. We get into politics, and we have a political satirist who's a transgendered individual who does the best song parodies and recorded audio. So I have a lot of respect
Cool.
for political satirists because and.
Hey,
'cause
tell
here's
people
what-
where I'm going to be, by the way.
You tell people where
I'm
you're
going
going
to be
to
at the Improv in Fort Lauderdale at the Hollywood Improv at the Hard Rock. We've been talking
Right
about
over
that.
there, the Seminoles.
You got to come
They're
and
there
hang
all the
out.
time. Could you get me in for free? Because I'm broke.
In?
She took everything. I had a house on the water with a boat, so that she wouldn't get anything. I let the bank take the house. I traded the boat to the neighbor for a box of comics and a Michael Kors watch. I swear, and I blew the 401k. I cashed it out and spent it on booze. For me, that's what I did.
Okay, so I'm depressed now.
So.
Yeah, your life stinks.
She's like
George.
really angry that she got
anyway,
nothing.
No, but you were saying
Sound like a Mel Brooks movie.
That
Life
you're gonna.
stinks.
Well, I'm gonna go to the. I'm broke, so you're gonna get me
you were
into
saying,
the
but when I
improv.
said the thing about the improv, you were saying
You're gonna
something
get
else.
me in for free. That's what. That's why I'll go to the improv.
Listen, we'll go and we'll just hang in the shadows in the back.
Okay, I love that. I
Come
love
and have
the
a
side
drink. You don't
stage
have to
thing.
watch the show. Just
Yeah.
I want to watch the show.
So,
I mean, I know I've already saw your material, but yeah, I'll pretend to laugh. You know?
Wow.
He's such an asshole.
that really
but he's in
Yeah.
Mensa.
I love. No, I'm not in Mensa. No, I'm a.
She was.
Seriously, I'm a country bumpkin.
No, you're smarter than that.
Nevertheless, there are country bumpkins that have TVs.
So I was saying that this thing about women and men and sort of the commitment thing, like in communication. So where I was on the show, we were talking about like relationships and why relationships break down, and Bethany asked, "What's worse, a sexual slump or a communication slump?" And a lot of women were saying communication slump, and I was saying sexual slump because the sex is the core of like everything. I think it starts with that. It starts with physical attraction.
Mm-hmm.
And guys fantasize about sex. We don't fantasize about communication. There is no
That's
guy
very
going
right.
out there going, you know what? I wish I could have a 3-way dialogue with 2 women about how they feel. It doesn't happen. It's about sex. And I think, if I don't know why your relationship is. I've been in relationships where they break down. It's usually communication.
I was being
and
played
sex.
from the beginning.
All right. Well, I don't want
Yeah,
to talk
yeah.
about your wife anymore. I feel like we're spending way too much time me coming into your studio talking
just
about.
happened.
No,
I just had my.
talk to somebody else about that. Let's talk about you.
I want to talk about
Not about
'cause
me,
you're
let's
smart.
talk
I
about
had
you.
Questions. I had questions for you. No,
Nah, that's all right.
I got my forum here all the time. They're all bored with my shtick. I wanted the opportunity because as a political satirist, the point that I wanted to make about that before we we all tangented off with our ADD, is people need to hear some shit. People, but they won't listen. Like the things that are being
because
said
they're
on
too divided.
Well,
the Democrats want to hear what they hear.
First of all, they're already convinced of their own things. But the people that need to hear the things that, for example, that you would want to say to them, they won't listen to it unless it's a song or a joke.
Yeah.
Then you can sneak it in. So political satire, songs and jokes and stand-up comic, you sneak that in. You sugarcoat that medicine, and that gets it in there. That's the foot in the door.
Yeah, it's when I go on these shows, like.
So I think that what you're doing is really important.
Thank
it's
you,
not
man.
just I know you're doing it for money and fun, but when you inject a political message in your comedy routine, it's getting through people that would normally not sit still and listen to it, delivered any other way. So your shit, and I gotta believe that's why you don't do the brokerage thing, the Wall Street thing anymore. Wilkie, Farr, and Gallagher wrote this
wow,
shit
you
down
really
like
did
that.
do your research. Oh my God,
I do.
I'm really
this for a
impressed because when I
living,
do my podcast, I do research too, and a lot of people don't bother. So good for you, man.
I do research. I write notes down. I take this notebook anywhere.
Yeah.
But I have to believe that a conscience somewhere in there moved you away from that. From being
a
just
little bit. Like I just felt like I was on a treadmill, kind of doing it. Another deal and making money, and it just felt like kind of like.
So what I
what's
want
the
to
point
ask
of this?
a brainy guy like you is questions like, where do you think that we're going right now? Because a lot of things have me really upset, like this whole NSA thing, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and just all of this stuff. I think this is a crazy age. I'm seeing a lot of similarities to a lot of the science fiction movies that I used to watch growing up. And that's kind of frightening to me.
Well, I think things are never as bad as and I'm in the thick of it between going on. Mostly what I do now is I go on a lot of these political chat shows.
Right,
and
I
commentary.
watch some of it.
I do the Daily Show, whatever is part of that, but that's more tangential. And Red Eye and Hannity and CNN.
I can't even. I can't watch. I put parental controls on my TV and program Fox.
Yeah, but see, I don't agree with that. That's the problem with our culture.
It angers me.
Let me just get this out. That's the problem with our culture. Is like. Nobody wants to hear the other side's point of view, and I don't think that's healthy. When I started to go on Fox News, I had some of my little friends go, "How could you go on that thing?" I go, "That's the stupidest, most backward way of thinking."
I used to
the
be
worst
that
thing that ever happened to our culture is cable news. It made it divisive. Everybody should be reading and listening to everything. You should read Wall Street Journal, New York Times. You should watch Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. Because let me tell you something.
Red Eye's a great show, too.
Everything that the liberals say isn't necessarily right, and everything the Republicans say isn't necessarily wrong. Now, I'm more liberal than anything else, but there are times when they go too far on something. There are times when the Republicans go too far, and the problem is that there is no real effort to kind of hear what the other side is saying.
Well, I used to be the other side, and now
but like when people say to me, when people like,
I agree,
especially
Paul.
because I work on the Daily Show, they think, well, and Jon Stewart's not like this, and the show's not like that. We'll go after liberals too. It's like we're just going after everybody who's a douchebag,
right?
Who can't like sort of have a reasonable. I was on here's a perfect example. Okay, I was on the Hannity panel once, and we were talking about like Obama is. Not a good president, they were saying, because he said that the Constitution was flawed as a document, which it is. And Thomas Jefferson wrote that it should be flawed as a document.
Sure, that's why we have amendments.
It's amended 27 times. That's a sign it's flawed. And there was myself and 3 other people, and there was a black gentleman on the panel, and he's Republican, and he goes, "Oh yes, it's a flawed, not a flawed document. It's a perfect document. And how could Obama say that?" And I had to turn to this guy and say, "You of all people can't say it wasn't a flawed document up until." A couple hundred years ago, you were 3/5 a person. You were a torso sitting here. And he couldn't even recognize the own color of his own skin. He was so locked into the dogma of the Republican Party.
Uppity
and that's
nigga.
the problem. What's that?
Uppity nigga.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
My word.
Just slip that in there.
And by the way, if you say it, nigga with an A, it's okay. If I say nigger, then you stab me after the show's done.
But
like, you know what I mean? Like, I do
knife.
think that that's a big problem. It's like this just like this reflexive thing of like, I'm not saying you personally, just generally, people just aren't wanting to. Not every single thing that a conservative person says is wrong and evil.
I agree with that. And just I don't call myself a liberal, and I resent people labeling me as a liberal because I don't agree with everything on the left either.
Yeah,
I'm a freedom guy.
Yeah, there's
not
like
liberal
moments.
guy.
Yeah, and I agree with you, but I do think the NSA thing is scary. I think look, Obamacare.
Because that's such a blatant.
I was on selling to me that
the
the Obama administration was using the NFL players to tweet out to people that there's going to be that you can sign up for Obamacare. It's like you're the president of the United States,
Right.
And they use Dante Stallworth, who's a NFL player convicted of manslaughter.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? I don't want advice from a guy convicted of manslaughter about health care. If I need a bail bondsman, that's who I'm going to call. You know?
I think the craziest thing about all this is that they're playing this. It's almost like Bloods and Crips, sort of.
Yeah.
Republicans and Democrats type of thing, because you get caught up in the minutia of, I don't like them, we don't like them, and this all this other stuff, but you're not listening to the
it's
actual.
It's like picking your favorite football team.
Exactly.
And it's like it doesn't matter, but you just go with everything.
Yeah, I just want to get in the fisticuffs with you because you're saying something
the whole concept of programming like a Fox News is to put people on, or MSNBC is to put people on who are just going to say what the people at home want to hear and need reaffirmation for. And that's not a helpful dialogue. You know what I mean? What is helpful is you go to MSNBC and you watch it for a while, and then you go to Fox News and you watch it for a while, and you think, somewhere I'm going to make up my own mind about what I think, as opposed to just be sitting here and be force-fed this, line of bullshit.
Exactly.
That both sides feed out. And I think you're right, but I think the core. I have a more macro view of our society, which is it's not the issues of the NSA. Look, there's been spying for years. I'm not shocked. Okay,
right?
There are people on Wall Street who steal money. I'm not shocked. There are people who do illegal things. I'm not shocked. Well, the thing that people need, the cancer of our society, is this lack of ability to literally hear the other person and have an open mind. That is cancerous.
Well, I have to be able to have a civil dialogue because half my family, the people that are very near and dear to me, well, the Cubans are all Republicans, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, why is that? Why are immigrants Republicans? Because a lot of immigrants have been helped by the liberal agenda.
Cubans, just so you know, the Cubans that are of this color, the first wave, had all of their stuff taken away by the commies. You see, the Castro revolution was a communist revolution, and all of the rich people, all of the captains of industry of Havana had their things confiscated. Not just the Cubans, but there were American companies and American investors who had all of their property confiscated by the communists. So they came over here with whatever they could bring if they were able to get out in time, and set up shop over here. And now as if they weren't already right, they were already right wing in Cuba, and now they're right wingers who've been raped by communists. They're just really, really angry about that. So anybody to the left of Attila the Hun is poison to them, and that's why it is. It's Cubans with the exception in general. They've done a poll, 80% Republican, the Cuban American community,
that makes
as
sense.
opposed to the other Hispanics in America. We're only 4.6% of the population, so you're going to work that into the jokes there. But so I have to respect them, and of course my other family, the ones in Montana where I was spent my formative years, they're all born-again Christian Republicans, and we haven't even started on religion yet, but that's my thing. If you want me to flex my brain, it's about religion, because I used to study the Bible in depth.
Really?
And I used to be a born-again Christian, very sincere about that. So I was very Christian and very Republican. So I don't feel like I need to hear...
And now you're wearing a T-shirt that says smoke crack and worship Satan.
In honor of our guest, as a matter of fact, because I love to be a good host, I
smoke crack?
have not recently. I believe in valuable door prizes.
It's Friday, right?
I got a shirt that I want you to wear on Red Eye.
Absolutely.
And because I've been losing a lot of weight lately. Now that I'm getting back into my life,
let me see.
and going, I've been giving away the things that are too big for me, and you look like bigger than me.
Okay.
Not fat, but bigger than me. So this is a shirt that I used to wear on the radio show when I was a fat ass, hiding my fat behind skater boy fashions, because I'm a skater boy. So I would hope that you'll wear this on something. Because it's something that I believe in.
That is awesome.
I would do,
serious?
I'm serious, of course. That's your fabulous door prize.
I'm honored. That's awesome. I will totally. I'm going to wear that.
It's something that I believe in my
I can
heart.
pass this down to my son.
Yeah, absolutely. There you
great,
go.
Man.
Your first heirloom.
This has been awesome.
Oh, yeah, like I can't.
Got to do it again
justice.
when I come into town.
Every time you come into town, please.
You're the man.
Plug the show. Improv,
Yes.
FTL.com. You're at the Improv all weekend.
Say it a lot.
Right?
Remind me, 'cause
Seminole.
I get all.
We got 2 shows tonight, 8 and 10:30. 2 tomorrow night. I think it's 7:30 and 10, and then 1 on Sunday. ImprovFTL.com to get tickets.
I have the number too if you want it.
Yeah, please. And
Please
follow
give it
me
out.
on Facebook.
Repeat it over.
Paul Mecurio.
Our tens of listeners will want to know this.
And follow me on Twitter at Paul Mecurio, Mecurio. And please go to my podcast, The Paul Mecurio Show on iTunes. I've interviewed Paul McCartney, Jay Leno, Bob Costas, Stephen Colbert. all these long form interviews, and so I'd love people to check that out and become followers.
How do you
of
find
that.
time for all this stuff? Do you
I
do the
don't.
podcast over the
I'm
phone? You
exhausted.
just dictate
It's
it
bad.
right there
Yeah,
and then
I do.
upload it.
Yeah, it's
like that. Yeah,
it's crazy.
This guy's schedule is crazy. Here's the number for the Fort Lauderdale Improv. It's 954-981-5653. 954-981-5653.
Such a beautiful voice.
Hello, Randy. Welcome to the show. Happy
Randy's
birthday,
here.
Randy. You missed-
Happy
See you
birthday,
guys.
Randy.
Tell me you
Happy birthday.
overslept because you were drunk and slutting it last night.
Yeah, I definitely overslept. This is my favorite mic, by the way, because it's the antique.
Are you leaving?
Gotta run.
Oh, excellent.
This has been awesome.
Then let's take a commercial break, and then we'll go back to spending time with Randy.
All right,
it's
Randy.
So we can walk our guests out. It's 5 till 2, and all Paul Mecurio at the Improv Radio, SoFloRadio.com.
Streaming live from the beautiful city of Hollywood, Florida, USA. This is SoFloRadio.com.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Do you have troubled skin, acne? With Proactive, you can heal your acne and help prevent new breakouts. Right now, in this radio area, we're looking for just 50 people with moderate acne to demonstrate exactly how fast Proactive works. The first 50 callers who qualify can try Proactive risk-free for 60 days.
Call 800-388-7152, 800-388-7152, 800-388-7152.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids. I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free.
Call now for details, 800-349-8441, 800-349-8441, 800-349-8441, 800-349-8441. Are you worried about losing your home to foreclosure? If you've been served by your bank, you have approximately 30 days to respond. If you do not respond, you could lose your home. You have rights. Learn your rights now by calling the National Foreclosure Defense Hotline. 800-818-9735, 800-818-9735, 800-818-9735, 800-818-9735.
Did you know that birthday parties help build confidence in kids?
Yeah. Did you know that giving kids less sugar before bedtime helps them sleep better?
Oh, totally. Did you know that friendly kids have more friends?
Everybody knows that.
Hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
I didn't know that.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
She's a perfect natty who likes to flash her panties. When she don't have those on, she's hanging like pastrami on rye. And Coulter's rancid snatch. And Coulter's rancid snatch. Imagine what you can catch from Ann Coulter's snatch. Gonorrhea pus, you scratches with a brush. She banged Geraldo and Vilmar, but she'll never get Drudge. And Coulter's rancid snatch. And Coulter's rancid snatch. A swirling pool of crap. And Coulter's rancid snatch. Oozing pungent moisture. Leaking out her cloister. Walking with a dildo. Firmly jammed inside of her butt. And Coulter's rancid snatch. And Coulter's rancid snatch. Don't wanna know what it could hatch.
Yes.
And Coulter's snatch.
Leave the boger. We were just talking about political parodists. 2 o'clock. SoFloRadio.com. Randy's in the house.
Hey.
Jack's over here too.
Birthday
Happy
girl.
Birthday.
Thank you very much. Another trip around the sun. Happy to be here.
Good. And
Yeah.
you were up late drinking last night, right?
I
Just
was
double-
up very late. Yes.
and drinking.
There was some libations, but actually I was born at 5:03 and I was up at that time.
Wow.
And I just had the hankering to clean, so I started like detailing the kitchen.
Wow.
I
Were you
did
snorting Adderall or something?
What was I? What was I on? I think it was like just tea. I was on chai tea, and it revved me up. And I detailed the kitchen and probably did that till about 7:30, and then passed the fuck out.
It rubbed you up.
And woke up. I woke up at like 12:30. I'm like, oh well.
Well, I'm glad
the
you showed up.
George Rodriguez show is happening
we were
now.
gonna go to the roof and drop the cake on somebody.
Yeah, I thought we should do
that.
like Ramada management, cake to the face.
Yeah, although they got
But
the
the
AC
temperature
going.
is
'cause
feeling pretty
yeah,
good. The
I came in
internet is
here
going, so,
today,
you know, they get a
and the
pass
AC
today.
wasn't working, but he got the crew up here, lickety split, and fixed this one. The AC in Chris's room is still.
And just in time, what a
Not working.
get today, Mr. George Rodriguez.
I know we didn't get a picture,
Congratulations.
but that's okay. He'll be back. He was a fun guy, and
I was
and don't
listening
think-
to the entire show
been coffee.
on TuneIn on my mobile device.
There you go.
What? No
It's easy
radio
to listen.
cast?
Radio loyalty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
No, well, I have the radio loyalty is listening to the show from my
Right.
home office, and then on the go, I like to listen with
Yes, I like
TuneIn.
Spark Radio. I was just explaining that to one of our Facebook friends. There are a lot of listening options.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Here on the show, so you missed the whole. Jack and I recap the Larry
recapping
Bird,
Larry Dog.
Bird.
Yeah, the basketball guy.
Yeah.
The Larry Dog
white
party,
guy.
and I got to say that was the because I didn't know what to expect my first time at an all black club, but I didn't expect to hear the wine is for the rabbi.
Yeah, that was really interesting. That was really
the
funny.
last thing I expected to hear. And did you hear about the open bar thing?
Oh, well, okay. The open bar didn't work for me.
Selectively
okay.
open bar.
It was a
Apparently
selectively
it was
open bar
only
for
open-
sure.
It was only open for white people.
I see.
And
Apparently.
that was me and the rabbi. That was it.
Yeah, well, basically, you told me that there was an open bar.
Yeah.
And
It's
I
the
was,
ladies' side.
And I was like, oh, I'd love to have a glass of wine because I actually started the night with water.
Water. Free water.
And I went to the bar and they said, oh, actually, you sent me for a drink at the bar. And when I asked for your order, what was it?
Bombay Sapphire and
Bombay
tonic.
Sapphire and tonic. They told me it would be $6 and that they didn't have wine, or they did have wine, but the wine was reserved for
The rabbi.
No, the rabbi wasn't even introduced yet.
Oh, okay.
Like they have one bottle of red wine, and I wanted a glass of white wine.
Mhm.
So I was like, goodness gracious, what's going on? I was told it was an open bar. Now they don't even have wine. And then I went back. So I ended up bringing you a well drink, but you went back and got your Bombay Sapphire.
Sure. Yeah, several times.
Good
She was
piece.
and yeah, free, and she was mixing doubles.
What
or something
the
like
fuck?
Right.
So finally, I got
Jack
to
and
speak
his
to
friend-
someone behind the bar.
Yeah.
And I said I wanted wine. I was told that there was wine. They're like, oh, we do have wine, but it's here for the owners. And I'm like, okay. But where are the owners? So I can ask them to pour me a glass of
Sure.
wine. And then they came back and they're like, listen, we have wine, but it's only here for the rabbis. So I bust out with Adonai Elohim Eloshin. Like I just any
Baruch
Hebrew,
atah Adonai. Right.
any Hebrew that I know, I just start like
Oh,
saying
poor
a prayer.
bitch. Give me some wine.
And they brought me back a glass of white wine that didn't exist
Jack,
an hour earlier.
Jack and his friend Zoo.
Yes.
Zoo, they call him. They were being charged retail for drinks at the bar. At the so-called open bar. The woman said the
WTF,
words. It's an
just
open bar until
ridiculous.
It's an open bar until 12:30. And I said, and I handed her a 20, and she, it's an open bar. So I handed her, 2 singles for the tip because I got a glass of water for you. and every time I went back to the bar, she saw me approaching, and and she looked at me, and I just held my drink up and nodded, and it was there. We just traded empties for full, just like that, and nothing. And I tipped every time because I do that. I'm a tipping fool.
There you go.
Because I want to be taken care of.
Perhaps the bartenders knew, like, open bar. All these black people in here, if we don't charge them, they're probably not going to get tipped.
That was a different experience.
Somebody going to die.
I was afraid my thrift store jacket wouldn't be adequate, but I told Jack that there were people there wearing what I wouldn't wear to clean my rain gutters.
You looked so sharp.
And thank you.
We looked so sharp. Can we please talk about my dress?
Your dress was awesome.
Talk about my dress.
Your dress was awesome. It was form-fitting. You weren't wearing any underwear.
I wasn't.
Or bra.
I couldn't.
Well, that's part of underwear.
Yeah.
Well, because
I usually think
I was covered. It's not like I was going out naked. It was
spray painted on. It was airbrushed on.
Basically.
And the security. I told Jack I took flights to Saudi Arabia that didn't have as much screening.
I wanted to punch that freaking woman in the face, and then what was really odd is that. So, we walk in, and the woman security guard puts her hand in between my breast.
Yeah. Hey, baby.
And, I jumped back. Baby. I felt so violated.
Right.
You and me
this
both.
was like a little butchy,
right?
Yeah.
Probably lesbian woman.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume.
I didn't want to say it, but,
But here's the thing. When we go inside, we were standing by the buffet. And I didn't say this at the time, but everyone was going through the buffet line, and the security guard came through, and she was loading up her 6 trays of food. Well, she was brushing against the women that were in the line. Yeah. It was super creepy to observe.
Did you see the news? Latest report: a TSA employee is blowing the whistle or basically narking out his fellow TSA employees, saying that. All they do all day long is all the inappropriate shit that we don't want them to do. They make fun of people's bodies. They zoom in on the genitals. They talk about women's asses and breasts when they're good looking. They make fun of the fat people. Everything that you don't want them doing with that X-ray machine. That's exactly what they're doing. So these people aren't to be trusted. These are rent-a-cops. They're not vetted to be good people. You hope at best that they don't have a criminal record. But I'm sure. That she was a lesbian. I'm sure, because beautiful lady that you are, that she was making the best of that situation.
Yeah,
I'd like to say,
let your
beauty be your currency.
Yeah,
I thought I was smoking.
You're very smoking.
Yeah,
I didn't mean a damn thing that night. Didn't mean anything. Didn't get me through the door. Didn't get me any drinks.
Nope. Hey, high five. Because you accomplished your goal. Because Randi did talk about she was gonna wear a dress that. What was the quote? What were you gonna do? What would it do to the people, the women specifically?
I don't remember. Remind me. I say a lot of things.
I don't know.
Oh, the haters.
The haters.
The haters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna bring up the haters.
Let me be the first. Let me be the first to say
that I said that. I did say that.
Yeah, she drank a lot last night.
Oh, goodness.
Let me be the first to say that Randi is completely a hostess, and it wasn't even her party. She just took over. She just walked around like, hey, how you doing? She knew everybody in there. Now, here's another thing that happened, since you want to talk about the frisking. Me and George, we had our experience.
Okay.
We both hit soprano.
Yeah.
What happened?
He got real personal. He was touching
I don't have a hernia.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
They checked. Yeah, turn your head and cough. No?
Is it necessary? Is it really necessary? I wish they had a watch. Because what are they looking for?
Work release frisking.
What are they?
All we didn't do.
What are they looking for?
We didn't squat and cough. That's the only thing we didn't do.
They don't want to get shanked in the shower. Apparently, they checked under my tea bag. They checked my armpits. They made me run my fingers through my hair, and I don't have any.
And it's not like we were deep in the triangle of Miami going to some birthday party.
Yeah.
We were in Hollywood in a warehouse near Penn Dutch and a Volvo dealership.
and Cox Communications.
And
They're
Cox
frisking me,
Radio.
and I pointed to Zoo, and I said, "He's got gold teeth. Frisk him."
Yeah. No, I know what he got. He all right. He get
right. Yeah.
If that woman got any more intimate
Personal.
with me, I probably would have punched her in the face. I've been sorry, Larry Duck, I could not go to your party.
Then the party would have started before the party.
There were three people you had to get through. There were 3 people that you had to get through to to get in, 3 security people, and the third person was wearing rubber gloves. Snap.
Like,
so you knew we were
now the party starts.
The party was very intimate. They wanted to make sure of that. Everybody knew.
But it was fun, except, and then I go up there on stage, and I don't know if you noticed it. I did. There were like 3 laptops up there.
There's a new DJ douchebag, by the way.
Well, and so I've got my thumb drive,
right?
And I wanted to sing my song of love
Yes.
for Larry's birthday, and I said I'm one of the comedians.
Song.
I got an act coming up. They told me to that you would play my music. I got it right here on a thumb drive. As a matter of fact, I cleaned out the thumb drive. It's the only file on there. Like put it in there. It's that file right there. Don't say it yet because I might want to surprise Larry at some point. At some other event. But he goes, I don't have an open USB port. And I'm looking at 3 laptops sitting there. This one has 4, for example.
Is this 1993?
My netbook has 3 USB slots.
Did he have like a MacBook Air?
He had a territorial attitude is what he had. I could see open ports right there. For example, here's sometimes you can say something without saying.
Why?
I get accosted by bums here in
Small
downtown
penis
Hollywood
syndrome.
all the time. And they go, "Excuse me, sir," and I say, "I'm sorry, I don't speak English." Now, obviously, I speak English. In English.
That's fine.
Obviously, I speak English. I'm sending a message. I don't want to speak to you.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at open USB ports. He says, I don't have an open USB port. I go, you don't? He goes, no, I don't. And I go, okay. I know exactly what was going on. He doesn't want to play my music. He doesn't want... First of all, he was off taking a break. I interrupted his free buffet thing.
Oh, strike one.
I'm so annoyed by assholes. Can you bring up my mid? Can you bring me up in the middle, please?
Okay. So anyway, birthday cake. I don't know when you want to do it. Like right towards the end of the show. I don't know if you're hungry.
It says my name. I have not had a birthday cake with my name on it. I can't even remember. Probably, I think my 21st birthday. So 10 years ago.
I had a wonderful Thursday yesterday. It was early release day. 2 daughters, Danger Girl's mother, Ann Archie. We all went to the sushi room, and then when they were all going to go home, I said, you can drop everybody at home, and I'm going to walk over to Publix. I got something I need to do.
Georgia, you're the sweetest.
Ordered you cake. I got you party favor bag. There you go.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
Perfect.
I have no party plans, but I'm getting ready to get the party started with all of this.
Yeah, well, that's
goodness.
just some I saved swag and everything, and I even got happy birthday plates.
I see the napkins. That's incredible.
The birthday cakes are up there. I wanted the non-birthday plates for over here for the platters. Did you know? And I didn't even notice how much these things cost before. You know how much that fruit platter costs?
Was it $12?
No, it's $9. It's got a little bit of fruit and cheese, man. That's expensive a lot. There you go. Vampire cheese. I think when we take the after show picture, actually, we're going to use a still picture. I think I'll use a still picture because I want to prove that Paul Mecurio is here. I'm glad to explain the whole name to change thing. Apparently, his name was the same as the gay guy.
dancer.
The gay dancer.
I know nothing. I know nothing of any of the Pauls.
Either of the Mercurios?
Yeah, the Mercurios.
Oh, he won an Emmy and a Peabody Award.
Wow.
Prestigious.
But it was definitely fun to listen to.
He's a good guy. He's very high strung. So I'm going to talk to Lisa about sneaking into the Improv. You should go back to the Improv, and this time as a customer. Yeah.
You know what? I would not be surprised at all if they told me that I had to leave.
Because
they were that like unpredictable and bitchy. Like it was just it was a very uncomfortable situation to be in. To go from being basically like golden child, I thought like I couldn't do anything. I thought it was good. And then the next week being told that I was a waste of space because I would not seat guests or serve food. But I don't know.
Don't do it again.
I won't. I won't serve food. I'll stick to engineering audio and boarding and running XLR cables.
Sure.
Because that's the shit that I'm into.
Cables.
Like all that techie shit.
You look like a cable person.
Doesn't
look like the rope would hold it all. So need some cable there. You got big birthday plans?
I have none. I'm not big on celebrating my birthday.
Okay.
So
this
is awesome. This is it, everybody.
Really? Well, we've got an event.
There's an event.
Well, the singing of the song.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, yes.
And the blowing of the candles.
Blowing of candles.
Yes.
I can do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm an expert blower of candles.
Excellent. Well, why don't we take a break and I'll set the cake up.
Awesome.
Okay? 2:15 on All Randy's Birthday Radio, SoFloRadio.com.
Broadcasting from the heart of downtown Hollywood. This is SoFloRadio.com.
Drug, alcohol, and gambling addiction can be devastating for you and your loved ones. Don't let the disease of addiction ruin everything you have worked so hard for. If you or a loved one is suffering from a drug, alcohol, or gambling addiction, call now and get a free confidential consultation. Help is only a phone call away. Call 1-877-867-3063. That's 1-877-867-3063.
Are you worried about losing your home to foreclosure? If you've been served by your bank, you have approximately 30 days to respond. If you do not respond, you could lose your home. You have rights. Learn your rights now by calling the National Foreclosure Defense Hotline. 800-818-9735, 800-818-9735, 800-818-9735, 800-818-9735.
Did you know that birthday parties help build confidence in kids?
Yeah. Did you know that giving kids less sugar before bedtime helps them sleep better?
Oh, totally. Did you know that friendly kids have more friends?
Everybody knows that.
Hey, guys, did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
I didn't know that.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is the sound of a flat-screen television hurled off a building. Now the new bike your kid wants. These are the things you could have, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Use Energy Star light bulbs and appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
You're insane. And culture, you're a horror, you're insane. You're a bigot and a bore. You've achieved your Nazi punditry with clever moves upon your knees. One can only wonder why the hell you're on the air with those hands and manly arms. You tease redneck sleaze like an unwashed slob. Neocons who drool over you and your smelly butt. Whoa, you're insane. You're insane. Does the devil dance with you? You're insane. In your size 11 shoe, you're an Adam's apple bobbing freak with hands the size of New Jersey. You're insane. You're insane.
What? Thank you. 219, SoFloRadio.com. Randy's birthday show. Thank you, Lisa Corrao. Thank you, Paul Mecurio, for being here.
Mecurio.
And there, now your cake is lit. Yes, it says 69 because that's how old you are. At a certain point, ladies don't like to share their age. So, you know,
69. I guess
There you
it's
go.
better than 666.
And we're going to sing the happy birthday song. Ready? Happy birthday to you.
You.
Happy birthday to you. Louder in the back.
You.
Happy birthday, dear Randy.
Randy.
Happy birthday to you. Explosives!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah! Rock and roll!
What? That's
Little late there.
awesome.
Are you afraid of that?
That was the
You afraid of
delayed.
explosives?
I didn't know what the hell that was going to do.
What? Well, you're not supposed to aim it at your face.
I didn't aim it at my face.
Okay.
All right.
Here, wait.
Oh my goodness.
Here's some more confetti.
Oh, thank you so very
forgot
much.
to blow on the candles.
All right, here I'm going to give you the
Yeah.
camera, which is one of my birthday gifts.
Blow.
It's my new HD Sony camera. I'm very excited for this. And George, thank you so much for getting this. Oh my God, you're such an ass. Such an ass.
Yes. Yes, I am.
little You're B cups
I'm
there.
a whole ass.
All right, so I'm going to make
Ready?
my wish right now.
Okay, make your wish. Yeah! Woo!
Another year older. Fantastic. Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Another
You
year
didn't
younger.
die. See?
Yes,
Philip
I did
Seymour
not die.
Hoffman died, and we didn't. See, that's the good
Well,
news.
People gonna die. And
They-
today,
Bitch, I ain't die.
today I'm gonna live.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I always, let's see, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, all these people make me feel really good about myself because
Why?
they were rich and famous and had a lot of things to live for, by all accounts. And they died stupid, see, and we didn't. So, evolution, here we are, living life, fine. And I'm kind of angry at Philip Seymour because he had 3 children. Not that I don't want to rehash the beginning of the show all over again, but that makes me sad because I'm sure that his children would rather that he be alive than rich or famous or anything else. I bet you if you ask them that they would rather have their dad be a living guy who just worked a schlepper job.
What if
Just
he was a
anything.
terrible father?
Okay, that's a good point. Hadn't thought of that. You know, most people love their parents even if they are terrible. And would rather have their parents in
that's
their
true.
lives even if they are terrible.
There are scientific experiments about that with, like, I think rhesus monkeys.
Yeah. I don't get it, but whatever. I'm trying to get the Meaty Monkey thing. We have a happy birthday ditty. I don't know if you can find it in the Meaty Monkey. It just says happy birthday or birthday ditty. It's tradition on the Neil Rogers show to play
Oh.
the happy birthday ditty
Okay.
for people if we have time for it because it's a long song and it goes on and on and on and on. And Meaty Monkey takes forever to boot up. Anything?
The birthday massacre?
No. Birthday massacre.
I love pink and
is
purple,
the,
too.
Thank you. Well, it's
This
hard
is
to
a
go wrong.
really beautiful cake.
Thank you. And I think the inside's black and white.
Even just like me.
Yeah. See, I've thought it.
The Toon Weavers?
I did a lot of thinking after standing.
George?
There, what's that?
The Toon Weavers?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is going to be very, very...
It just says birthday.
Happy birthday to
That's
me.
what I was thinking.
It's
Happy birthday
It's
to
just a little
me.
old thing. Look for birthday ditty.
Isn't it like 10 seconds?
Yeah, not even.
I think I've seen it.
I think it's 1 second long. Oh no dead air, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
and I don't
oh,
even, and I don't
hey.
have the
No
phone,
dead-
I don't have the phone on today.
Oh.
Toothpaste bomb.
Would you like to hear about my gifts?
Your gift? Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll go back to talking about the toothpaste bomb. I'm gonna stick
Oh.
my finger on there.
No. Get it. Get it. Well, we should
Just-
probably be cutting this is what we should do.
Yeah.
All right, never mind my gifts, which are all awesome.
Tell me your gift.
All right, so I got an airbrush makeup kit, which I've been coveting for like
You mentioned
years.
that, and now
I've
you
been
can do
coveting it for
Blade
years,
Runner
and
makeup.
now it's mine. I got it for my birthday for being born. It's fantastic.
You could do my makeup with that.
Yeah, totally.
Post-apocalyptic punk makeup.
Or I can make you black.
I've always wanted to blackface. That's it, because that's what I was going to wear to the Larry Dog party. I was going to wear a clown outfit, and then underneath I'd be wearing blackface. So I'm going to take the hood off. It's even more racist.
You would have
It's
fit right in.
How racist you got? And you know what? I bet you they still would have given me free drinks.
Yes, you would have.
Nobody else.
If either that or
Wow.
like probably a fight may have broken out. Who knows?
Probably in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have made it out of the
No,
parking
but
lot.
everybody in the parking lot was really nice.
Yeah, they were.
And they were very
nice. They were
generous.
sharing, sure,
Yes, they
sure.
were. They were sharing all of their party favors.
Is it birthday dings? Like
Yes,
4 seconds?
birthday dings.
What?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Double click on it. like you mean it. Yeah, no, that's not it. That's it.
That's it.
There you go.
Wow.
Happy birthday. Now do you feel specialer?
I do.
What else did you get besides the airbrush makeup kit?
I got the airbrush makeup kit. I got my new computer. I got my HD Sony projection camera, which is nice. It's nice because it's portable. My other camera is it is a handy cam, and it's nicer because my other camera is so big.
Right.
It's kind of cumbersome to use. So
right.
Happy to have this, and the days just started, but I've already gotten all of that and 2 cards from Papyrus, which is my favorite stationery store.
Oh, 2 cards?
Yeah.
Or, like birthday cards.
Birthday cards.
Okay.
Yes. I love Papyrus. Like if I had time to craft, I would make cards like they do at Papyrus.
I'm predicting for the future, stationery and things like that, they're going to be novelty items, even though I love my pen and paper and everything.
Yeah.
Paper.
I'm aware.
They're going away and everything's right here, and I put my shopping list on this because I'm always
doing
with me on the
digital.
toilet, and the notes go, you got the little notes, and it syncs with your computer, and it's just way too handy.
There's really nothing like the feel of a paper and pen.
I know there's nothing like the feel of an ivory pen that with rhino horn trim.
Oh God.
Yeah, you see, we have to divorce ourselves from the things that we like when it's bad to enjoy those things. There are lots of things
to cut into this.
We have the it's by the box, the cake box. Oh. The specifically designed cake knife, just for the occasion. As a matter of fact. So
and there's a freaking
watching the news. I'm going over my notes.
Is so gorgeous.
It occurs.
Did you take a picture?
I did.
Oh, you got frosting on your headphones. Did you know? Because Groundhog's Day recently, and I didn't notice this until
Jackie. Can you see
now? The camera. I didn't notice until recently, watching the report on the Groundhog Day with the groundhog in Punxsutawney Phil. It's Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. But the location where the groundhog lives within that town is called Gobbler's Knob.
Oh, there's a beer. There's a Hobgoblin. There's a beer called Hobgoblin that's really yummy.
In North Carolina, because every region has its slang, in North Carolina, knob, like a doorknob or the knob on a tree, knob is slang for one's penis.
Oh, that's not a North Carolina thing.
Well, okay.
I think that might be a universal term right
pretty
there.
much.
Well, in North Carolina, to call someone a homosexual or someone who sucks on knobs, they call you a knobber.
Oh, boy. And
it goes like, I'm going to use it in a sense. Boy, you knobber, you look like knobber. That's what they sound like. And I was asked that once because I just got.
You were asked if you were a knobber?
I was asked if I was a knobber. I was new in town. And I'm at the.
Did you let them know you were rearing yourself?
I'm at the restaurant. Though this was part of the rearing that I got.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. That's a perfect slice for me. Or was that for you?
It's the first piece.
Oh,
but you bought the cake.
I don't know how it goes. The first piece goes to the birthday person.
That's the etiquette that I know.
Then take it. Give me that other one. So I'm at the cafe. I'm at the diner with my stepfather, and he's introducing me to people, and and there's like dads and we're there with their sons and everything, and he introduces me to one of the first redneck children that I met over there, a hillbilly by the name of Johnny Rich, who we all called Johnny Skull.
Okay.
All right. Later, after I met other people in the town that didn't talk like Johnny Skull, and I'm going to get frosting on my headphones also. We called Johnny Skull because everything was a skull, but he wouldn't say it like that because he was a hillbilly.
Are we talking skull or?
He said skull, like in your head. Like I didn't know that what he was saying at that time.
Like
so
a numbskull?
Johnny Skull, Johnny Rich, he would say skull.
Yo, skull.
I mean, you look like a steely skull. You a knobber skull? Skull, you knobber. You look like a knobber. You look like a knobber skull. They're like, are you saying school? You knobber skull.
And he was saying skull?
I go, am I a knobber school? What do you think? Are you skull? He goes, skull. And he said, skull. I go, skull. skull? Yeah, skull. Oh. No, I'm not a knobber skull. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm just gonna say no. I don't think no. Just no. No.
Good
So
answer. Good answer.
Not everybody in North Carolina sounded like that, but the people that lived down on Globe Road was like, you might as well be saying off the chart, off the map. It's like, where do you live? I live on Globe Road. Oh, of course you do. Should have known. Down on Globe Road, where the cars don't have license plates, and the people don't have driver's licenses or birth certificates. Off the grid people.
Was it you that told me that license plates were initially only used for commercial vehicles?
It wasn't me.
Okay.
But that sounds logical. But now we have to identify everybody.
Yeah, and the city and the state needs to get their money.
Publix has their shit together. I show up.
It's so yummy.
I said,
Thank you so
9
much.
o'clock pickup
Best
time this morning.
cakes.
I show up at 8:58, and I see them putting the cake in the box. Like that.
So you ordered it yesterday?
Yesterday. I picked it up this morning.
Incredible.
I'm a thoughtful person.
Yes, you are. Incredibly.
Always thinking, if only I could translate that into some money, I'd be so rich.
Swimming in it.
Good deeds. If good deeds
and then I would
could
be able to tell
transferred
people,
for
money
cash.
doesn't buy happiness and silly horse shit like that. Money doesn't buy happiness.
Money is the only thing that buys happiness.
So you don't know how to don't know how to do it right.
If you have money and you're not happy, then you're not doing
you're
it
an
right.
asshole. Fuck you. Give me the money. I'll show you how much. Look,
all of my unhappiness comes from not having money.
all of us.
All of it.
If you don't have money, all your problems are related to your lack of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then people say, oh, they can have health. I thought it was frosting on the floor. No, they can have health problems too. But they get the money to deal with it. They can pay their hospital bill.
Rest of us, we find out we get sick, we go to the doctor. We do our best not to go into bankruptcy.
Doctor says you're going to die.
But if you're a Koch brother, you find out you have cancer. Do you know what you do? You buy a hospital and a research center.
Yep.
How nice.
Pretty much.
How nice.
Put your resources
Rich
to
person
work.
need a kidney? Buy one from China. They're selling them.
People are selling your... Okay.
No. In China, you order up a kidney. They find a prisoner with your proper blood type and harvest him.
That's like the island.
Mm-hmm. Except in China, they do it. Now, speaking of China, because I don't know if you've been watching the reports on the Olympics, a lot of things, they really should think things through, the Olympic Committee, before they assign the Olympics to a place like Russia. So the Olympics are going to be in Sochi, Russia, this year. And everybody is acting so surprised about how the Russians are behaving, with the homophobia and anti-gay laws, and now the thing with the stray dogs. Did you hear about the stray dogs thing?
No. What's
and
happening
the
with
hacking
stray
of the
dogs?
phones, too.
Mm-hmm. And the hacking of the phones. But meanwhile, back to the dogs. Well, it's Russia, for Christ's sakes, people. You got to know what you're getting into when you're going over to Russia. So Russia, most cities in Russia, Sochi in particular, they have a stray dog problem. Well, they don't necessarily consider it a problem, but now that the Olympics are coming over here, the Russians are like, the stray dogs,
they must go.
They eat our homeless, and so we're okay. But now there's a lot of them. There are a lot of stray dogs, like roving bands of man-eating stray dogs.
Like tribes of wild dogs running
that's why they
through
don't
the Russian streets.
And they come out at night, and it's like a horror movie, and they eat the homeless, and the homeless have to take shelter somewhere. These wild, ravenous, starving street dogs.
That sounds terrifying and hilarious.
So, the tourists, they might not, the stray dogs might eat the tourist or two. We should probably... So they're rounding up all the stray dogs and killing them. And now all the animal rights people are, oh my God, PETA people are all going nuts and boycott the Olympics. They hate fags and they're killing their dogs. And everybody's all up in arms and everything. And nobody ever... I'm a thoughtful person. I'm thinking all the time. It never occurred to anybody else that Russia and China are right next to each other. Do I even have to finish that?
Why don't the PETA people
They
just
have dog farms in China. They raise dogs for food in China. Russia has surplus dogs that they're killing. The Chinese people are like, whoa, don't kill that dog yet.
Why don't the PETA people just adopt these stray dogs since they care so much about them?
There's an opportunity here for some international like dealing.
There's a money-making opportunity over here. All you need is a broker.
You have supply and demand.
A dog broker, somebody that can speak Russian and Chinese.
Uh-huh.
That will go to Russia and say, look, don't put these dogs to death. I got a truck.
Uh-huh.
A fleet of trucks, actually. You're going to need a fleet of trucks for all these.
Because there are that many
lot
dogs
of
there.
dogs, man.
Whole
They're
lot of
around
dogs.
wholesale. They were showing the pictures, and they just got all these, and they're just, it's freaking
Now,
dog holocaust, like dogacost.
Are they Sarah McLachlan, 2:00 in the morning, Arms of the Angel, sad puppy dogs? Or?
No, they're mongrels. They're mangy mongrel street dogs that live off of garbage and homeless people. So
I can't even image. I can't.
There you go. And they're rounding them up and putting them down.
There you go,
fast
Peter.
as they can. And they just can't dig those mass graves fast enough for the dogs.
And Peter's upset.
Dogs. And Peter's upset. Everybody's upset. And and now the feedback is getting back to Russia that everybody's upset about them killing the dogs, and the Russians are responding like, "You're kidding, right? You don't want to come here. If we don't do this with the dogs, you don't want to come."
Where is Michael Vick when you need him?
If we don't do this with the dog, nobody's going to want to get out of their car.
You understand this, don't you? We have some really
Are
bad
you
Russian
people
accents.
crazy? It's just the dog shit alone.
Yes, I understand that you don't like dog being killed, but if we do not kill dog, then
the
dog
dog
kill
will
you.
You don't want
She
that.
kind of sounds like Yakov Smirnoff with that one.
Hey, at least my Russian sounds like Russian.
It sounds
Right, it's
better
than
us
my,
too.
It's better than my fake Russian.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
better
that.
than mine
It's
also.
horrible. My fake French is better than my fake Russian.
Terrible.
I'm convinced that I was a spy in a former life.
Yes.
Maybe
This is true. This is very true.
Yes, Natasha.
I am
we could go to
Boris.
Boris and Natasha for Halloween.
I am Boris.
Because
That'd
I'm
be fun.
short,
Yeah, and I am tall.
And right.
And you are a very
I could
little
just
man.
I'm a little man, and I have the fedora. All I have to do is paint on
You
the
look
old
so
mustache.
sharp with your little hat. It's a big hat, really.
I felt good, man. It's my jacket that made me feel good.
He looks like a Cuban gangster.
You did.
Yeah.
You were pulling off the Cuban
Listen,
gangster
me
flying colors.
with that hat standing next to Randy, I look like a coke dealer.
Yeah,
I look like I had a big old pocket full of coke.
That's probably why he got
and
5
I was
drinks.
the coke whore.
Well,
that's probably why he got 5
not
drinks.
necessarily a coke whore, just whore.
You know what?
Fuck you.
You know the image I got. The image.
I look like a man with money is what the point is.
I got you.
The image I got with you two, it was. It reminded me of Robert De
video?
Niro. That too. Yeah, Outcast album cover. Robert De Niro and Sharon Stone, the black Sharon Stone, in Casino.
Oh.
Yeah, you were just
Cool.
working the crowd. George
I
looking
was-
like a coke dealer, like
I
he was
was
up to
wearing
something.
a Vegas dress.
Yeah.
That dress would have been very good in Vegas.
Oh, you were catching so many cat eyes. So
Hate
many.
hers.
You couldn't see
Hate
it.
hers.
I saw it. Because, like I said, you walked in there, you were literally the life of the party. Because Randy walked into a room that nobody was in, and she just had a merry damn time by herself in the club.
It's true.
In an empty room.
This is true.
Yeah.
And then, some people walked in.
Yeah.
But I felt really bad for the DJ. It was the DJ's own fault. He was playing some really crappy music.
Maybe that DJ would have played my song.
Yeah,
That
but
DJ
there's
probably
nobody in that
would've
room.
Played your song because
Just
he wasn't
happy
playing
to see you,
anything
somebody.
good.
Hey,
That was the rave room, actually.
That was the rave room. They were playing 1998 rave
awesome
stuff. Yeah.
I would have liked
Not
that.
totally awesome.
But they wouldn't let you smoke a cigar inside. Well, you don't serve food in here. What's the deal with the cigars in here? They're really trying not to get people to go back to that place. You notice that with the security,
And it looks pretty
and
good.
The general bad attitude. Yeah, it was all right.
It's a nice blank slate to start with. I think they need some artwork up in there.
Definitely, they do.
They need some artwork, a different staff.
Different staff, different uniforms.
You're gonna have to explain
DJ.
this whole black club. This is my first black club experience. Is it
No,
really
I
that
think they just
necessary?
had a black night at this club.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because the owners, there's a couple of owners, because I was networking.
That makes sense with the
as I always
location
do.
and everything like that. It's like,
Like they're gonna have a Y100 type night, pop and top 40.
Where are the black people coming from for this club? Are they bussing them in? Like,
Larry Dog.
And then there's something on Saturday night, it's an even blacker crowd, if you can believe that.
Lord.
Because the owners were like, yeah, we have another event this weekend, but it's not really your crowd. And then me, liking to be defensive, I'm like, well, what's my crowd?
What's my crowd?
Yeah.
What's my crowd then, since you can, read who I am and you know everything about me. And he's like, yeah, it's a really urban hip hop young crowd. And I'm like, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I have no
nosy.
That is
business
good.
being in there.
ding, ding, ding.
None
Right there.
We have a
whatsoever.
winner.
I'm the nosy. Yes, spotted it right off. Did you?
Because I'll either get some hate her will try like grabbing at me.
Yeah.
Or I'll get
It's so
kidnapped. Who
unnecessary.
knows?
don't
I have no
understand
idea.
that.
No, I could probably go in and like practice my twerking.
The infighting.
I don't want to say that there's anywhere that I can't go.
People talk to me about the Latin infighting. They're all different countries. We're all different countries. Like Spanish is spoken there, more or less, in all these different countries. Everybody's got their own dialect, but every country, every Hispanic country has its own identity. What you just automatically we're going to get along. The English is spoken in a whole bunch of different countries, and that But the gringos, they don't know. They're just everybody. They just lump everybody in together.
There's white, and then there's not white.
That's to them. To the
there's white, and then there's
to the
white
Genericans.
with rhythm.
The counterpart to Anglo to Latin is Anglo, not white. It's the culture, the race. People. That's according to the census form and the application that I filled out for Clear Channel. You filled that thing out before. Are you Hispanic? Yes or no? And then what race
Are you
is the
Hispanic,
next line?
black?
And then because there's 5 choices on the next line, including Inuit Indian. You can be a Hispanic Inuit Indian.
Sure.
They got up there. There's a Spanish-speaking Eskimo somewhere.
There was a Spanish exodus, and some of them became Eskimos.
Really? Are you making that up?
I am, but I sound very convincing.
It sounded very, very legit for a second.
That's my thing.
That's my thing. You got me my thing.
I learned from the best.
You got me with my thing. Oh, excellent. I'm going to take a break. I want to eat more cake, but I don't want to eat with my mouth full.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to eat the slice that you cut up for Jack. It's really yummy, and I normally don't eat cake. Ask anyone.
I know. That's why I was all
till
like
3, all cakey radio, SoFloRadio.com.
Yeah.
From high atop 1926 Hollywood Boulevard, you're listening to SoFloRadio.com.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. The only thing I didn't learn in school today is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Can you tell if the leftovers from this dinner party are beginning to grow bacteria that could lead to severe diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps? Listen. You can't see it either. Get leftovers into the refrigerator as soon as possible. Spoiled leftovers can make you very sick, or worse. Roughly 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year, but you can keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Do you have troubled skin, acne? With Proactive, you can heal your acne and help prevent new breakouts. Right now, in this radio area, we're looking for just 50 people with moderate acne to demonstrate exactly how fast Proactive works. The first 50 callers who qualify can try Proactive risk-free for 60 days.
Call 800-388-7152, 800-388-7152, 800-388-7152.
Moms of America, stand up and stop taking abuse from your kids. I'm Janet Lehman, co-creator of the Total Transformation Program. We created the Total Transformation to help parents with difficult child behavior. Now I'm giving it away free.
Call now for details, 800-349-8441, 800-349-8441, 800-349-8441, 800-349-8441.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is the sound of a flat-screen television hurled off a building. Now the new bike your kid wants. These are the things you could have, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Use Energy Star light bulbs and appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Say, remember when radio was fun? Now it's
is dead.
Because deregulation has allowed one massive corporation to spread its tentacles like a giant octopus, absorbing radio stations around the globe. And that's why you hear this.
SoFlo Radio will stand and fight the corporate monolith. SoFloRadio.com. SoFloRadio.com.
We are the arrogant Cubans of Miami. When we don't get our way, we stamp our feet. You will grant us our demands or we'll get angry and resort to blocking traffic in the street. We know that Gilligan came from a bigger island, but we're the most important people in our minds. Alien! The baby Jesus! Alien! Baby Jesus! We unite and fight for Cuban causes. On cue with the news, cameras red, flashing light. Action! Yes, we're the most important people in the universe. At least as far north as the Miami-Dade County line. We're fighting.
Well, you're not actually naked.
I'm
246.
topless naked.
SoFloRadio.com. George Rodriguez Show. Jack Frost. Randy Rocks. And naked on Instagram. Mostly topless. You're covering all the
Isn't that an amazing picture?
important girl parts. Yeah, it is, with your snaky hair, your snaky blue hair.
Yes.
Your
Where can I
Medusa
see
hair.
this naked picture?
On Instagram. I posted it this morning.
Let's see. Oh yeah, Instagram. You can't. You got to save the page as bookmark this page.
So that picture was taken by my friend Jamel Jarquin.
Where on Instagram?
You can find it at the Randy Ross on Instagram. That is my tag.
And there she is.
Follow me.
You got a happy
post
birthday
fun stuff.
wish from Larry.
Yes, Larry. You were talking. Oh God,
Larry
I was gonna say
Anderson.
something really bad. All right, let me just say, because I listened to the show while I was on my way here, and you were talking about. I think you started the show with giant penises.
Yeah, you would catch on to that part of the show.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it was your conversation.
Yeah. Sure.
And I can't help my memory that I remember everything.
Right.
Until I don't.
And I had giant penis comedy for the birthday party, for Larry Dog's birthday party. Didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not going to expand upon that thought anymore. I'm just going to stop it right there.
Oh, your friend that took the picture has a giant penis? Is that what you're going to say?
No.
No?
The person that left me the happy birthday comment.
Has a giant penis.
Yes.
Okay. There you go, Larry. Larry with the giant penises. I was gonna say for the Larry Dog thing, when I was gonna be like, I wasn't gonna do a lot of roasting. I had a couple of lines out there, and I was gonna say that I taught Larry how to pick up Cuban chicks by teaching him a magic phrase. Tengo perico.
Tengo perico.
Remember?
Oh,
and I said,
you have cocaine?
When it came time for Larry to teach me how to pick up black chicks, he said, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I can't teach you how to have a big dick.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
So, yeah. But that didn't happen. I'm just making that up.
Well, you can save it for
That
the
would have
next
been
show.
good, though. No, I like that.
Yeah. So still
That
invisible.
is-
And by the way, I thought I'm going to play the law of averages at the club that night, as with a whole crowd full of people, and just roughly, if you figure that half of them are going to be women, somebody's going to look at me. Somebody's going to make eye contact with me.
Did you make eye contact? Well, you may have been completely sloshed by
The
this
bartender.
point.
Yeah, exactly.
But Larry's sister, how amazing was she?
I
She
don't
got
even-
up and she sang.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah, she was
She got up and
amazing.
she sang. She had like the long reddish ponytail. She was wearing the leopard suit.
Is that the one that was doing the booty clap?
She was doing all sorts of clapping.
The hip clap. Yeah, something.
She was
She
on.
was amazing.
She was moving it. I was giving you like the narration.
Yeah.
Shake what your mama gave you.
Yeah. She
Oh,
was
it
doing
was so much
commentary in
fun.
the background. Randy was.
You were outside smoking your cigarette. I couldn't even help myself.
No, it's okay. I was
your
enjoying
cigar.
my cigar. It was a yummy cigar. And
As far as he could
nice,
be
cool night.
from the black people, he was.
That's not true.
I enjoy
They wouldn't
being
let me
around
smoke
you
the cigar
with your cigar.
Thank
Because
you.
you get the best cigars and they smell really, really good.
Yeah, thank you. I try to. I mean, I can't afford them all the time, but on a special occasion, I will splurge for a good cigar.
Thank you for that.
I'll smoke a piece of rope if I'm desperate, but I know the difference between a good cigar. Like with the whiskey, I know what the good whiskeys are,
right,
and how much they cost, which is why I drink cheap whiskey.
R&R, that was good, and cheap. Damn good and cheap. But that's like anything else. That's why, like, I know what good food tastes like. Right.
It's
I can't
expensive.
always
I've had
afford
it. It's just like, can't afford it.
Oh.
I wish I could afford my own tastes, and that's all of us, right? Meanwhile, like those rich people that complain that money doesn't buy happiness.
Oh, fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Then give it to me.
Well, I guess
give me some.
Either you get what you want or you get material, and I guess
we get material.
Being poor is really funny.
We have a wealth of material.
Yeah.
Here on the show. I almost gave the phone number up, but I really don't want to deal with this. I don't want to crane my neck. I gotta get. Do
you think anyone
this
would
might
call
sound weird.
for like the
Can I
last
get? Can I go
10
somewhere
minutes
where
or
I can
so?
get a massage where they won't try to touch my penis, and I don't want the people to. Like, why don't you want someone to touch your penis? I want lots of people to touch my penis. Just no one that I'm paying.
Wait,
does that make sense?
So you go for a massage and like people automatically.
Every time that I hear a
start going
massage
for your
story,
crotch.
Every time I hear a massage story, I hear about the rub and a tug.
Okay, well, don't go get your massages next to
Asian
the
massages.
Triple X video store.
I don't know where to get massages. I don't know where at all. Although I will say this: when I was at the swap shop the last time that I was there, getting Danger Girls roller skates airbrushed, which now you can do with your makeup kit, they had a massage booth.
Okay.
Where you
that should be safe.
Sit in the backwards chair.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's out, it's open.
Yeah.
You could go to like Sawgrass and they have those water coffins, like those massage coffins, and they have like jets of water that go up and down your back.
Sounds like an all over bidet kind of thing.
Yes, but you don't get wet. There's like
I got
a layer of plastic.
There are so many reasons why I don't fit in with regular, typical male society. And that's why I hang out
because
with women
you don't want
so
your
much.
penis touched?
No, I do want my penis touched, just not by someone who I'm paying. The things that I don't have in common with them, my love of watch, they like to watch men play games, and I don't. And they like to go to the strip club to have their cock teased for money. They like to pay women money to not have sex with them.
I never understood that concept.
And
Thank you.
then they go to the massage parlor to pay a woman to jerk them off. And they'll talk about this with each other, like, "Oh my God, I went to the Asian massage the other day. And she was really good. She's really beautiful. She rubbed her body and mine and everything like that." And and they go, "George, you got to try this." Now she'll ask you if you want her to finish you off, and then that's a little bit extra. So you just say yes, but so you don't even have to. A lot of guys they worry what they're going to say. They don't know how to ask for that. So you go to this place and you don't have to worry about asking. She'll ask you if you want that, and then you just tip at the end like that. And I'm like, oh no, not for me. No professionals for me. Thank you very much.
You don't even know she sanitizes.
I don't know anything. As a matter of fact, and at the strip club, back when Treasure Island was our primary sponsor, and I was getting paid to go there. That's why I was there all the time, because they were paying me $150 an hour. Yes.
Was that the wife's voice?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm a whore, but I don't want to have sex with whores.
Jorge.
Does that make sense? But
so it's almost like a self-hatred then.
A little bit. Well, I'm a whore for a different reason. I don't do sexual things, but I do lower myself by pretending to like things that I don't for money. Like, that's what I did back then.
That's
what
your
made me a whore.
That's your line.
Right.
You will be paid for your services. You just won't take it. You just won't service all the way.
Right.
But then again, Georgia, you're also coming from like a radio background where for a good amount of your career, and probably still today, women are throwing themselves at you.
Yeah, right. Talk show radio groupies. They do exist. Did I tell you? Did I tell you what the ex-wife, then the wife?
Mm-hmm.
She was making fun of me about the fans, my fan base, and how, old creepy men who live in trailers with socks and sandals. And I go,
oh yeah,
yeah, they're not all like that. And she's like, yeah, I've been to those remotes, I've been to those appearances. I know exactly the kind of guys, the kind of people that are in your audience. I go, there are women, attractive women, that are fans of talk radio. And
I'm one of them.
She laughed so hard she sent herself into an asthmatic fit, and I had to drive her to the ER. She fell off the bed and gave herself a concussion. I had to drive her to the hospital. She was laughing so hard at the thought that a woman that wasn't a complete troglodyte would actually be a fan of talk radio. She was not.
What an image in my head right now.
Yeah. So anyway.
But then what about the men?
But no, so there were women that seemed to be attracted, but then I didn't have the throngs of women throwing themselves at me.
But then what about all the men that are in, a love desert? They get no attention from women whatsoever. They get no attention from women that they are willing to take their hard-earned money and go to a strip club.
It's
or
sad.
Even, it is sad.
It's a sad scene. It's a sad dance to watch it going on. And I don't want
to each their own.
I don't exactly to each their own. There are a lot of things going on in the world that I have no interest in participating in, like the watching of other men play games
or cannibalism.
Or no, I do want to be involved in that.
Okay.
Cannibalism. That's on my list. That's on my to-do list. That's
in a different type of way, of course.
On my bucket list. No, I want to eat people. I want to kill them and eat them. So I do want to do that.
I thought you were talking about Poontang.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So no, I don't see what the big deal is.
I'm gonna eat it.
There are animals that I won't eat, and humans aren't on that list.
No, where would one go?
China.
China, they eat.
Why
people?
Not?
These people in China.
Hey, listen, Thailand, anywhere,
but
anywhere
I
where
have a feeling that
anywhere they sell people.
Like
America.
Oh, good Lord! I have a feeling that human flesh probably smells a lot like pork.
It does. They interviewed the cannibals in Borneo. Fascinated. I watch every single documentary about cannibals that comes along, man. So you just want to stop me in my tracks if I'm leaving the house on my way somewhere. The cannibal documentary on. It's like I got to hear this. And so
strange.
They're interviewing the chief of this tribe, and he's got his pole of skulls, all these skulls wrapped around this pole of heads that he's taken and everything, and he's describing eating flesh in great detail, and the eyeballs and who gets what, and there's a hierarchy involved, and you get to choose the body parts. Like the children really like the eyes because they're chewy, and the children like chewy things.
Now,
like chicken hearts.
What do these people look like? This is really making me so uncomfortable.
The headhunters of Borneo, well,
God.
they're black, and
they have to be black.
And
of
they
course.
got bones.
Do they look like wild?
Sense.
Do they have?
Bones. That big giant curly spiral bone through their nose, and body modifications and pokey things through things and things. So the chief's talking, and the interviewer says, and there's subtitles and everything. So what part of the human is the best part, is the tastiest part? And he goes, oh, the hams, just like a pig. And he keeps slapping his thighs. The hams. So there it is. Human hams sounds really yummy. And yes, we do, according to them, taste like pork.
How do they decide
We're not white
who
meat.
to eat?
Or I guess the other white meat.
How do we go
white meat?
How do we go from strippers to cannibals?
Because George was saying things that he wouldn't do,
and
I just assumed that cannibalism would be something that people don't necessarily
want
to
pay
do.
For sex, but I will.
George, being George,
I won't pay a prostitute to have sex with her, but I will kill her and eat her.
Okay,
but that is a sad commentary, and Paul kind of brought it up somewhat in regards to politics, but. For someone to be working, politics, yeah. For someone to be, to have a job or have a regular living and feel that you have to schlep over to a strip club and just get rid of basically most of your money that you could put to use somewhere,
Sure.
But I'd rather, let this chick just gyrate in front of me, probably catch a boner, and then,
I would tell my friends, there are women giving out blue balls for free. You don't have to pay all that money.
You got to pay for it
for a dry dick. There are women that will tease you for nothing. You don't even have to ask them. They'll just do it. They'll come up with the idea themselves. They'll shake their ass in your face, get you all hard, and then tell you goodbye. And you don't have to pay them anything. You don't even have to buy them a drink. We dropped a month's worth of pay in there, and we're all going home with dry dicks. This is madness. Oh, how do you do it? How do you do it in Montana? We go to parties, we hook up, and the next day we have breakfast. Duh, you people. Silly cats. So we got 2 more minutes to go. Let's take care of the bookkeeping. Coming up next, we have the she'sonlyrockandroll.com, SoFloRadio.com She Play. And if you look at the Allen thing, it's going to be Sonny Fox with Robert Klein interview today at 3 o'clock. Following that, we have Gnarly Charlie's Totally Awesome
Retro Party.
Woo!
Randy birthday edition. Not really.
Randy birthday edition. Why not? Call it that. Which we also replay on Saturday morning, Saturday evening, and then again on Sunday evening because it says weekend in it, and we're going to squeeze every last drop of juice that we can out of that.
Good times.
What do we have going on Saturday?
On Saturday, we have the powwow. Don't forget to catch the powwow in the evening whenever Lewis decides to show up. Mondays here on SoFlo Radio. Silverman on Sports, followed by the powwow. Then we have the Heads, John Etch and the Sports Heads on Tuesday and Thursdays from 8 to 10. Oh, thank you. I could feel that in my nether regions. And what else? We have By the Glass Thursday, 6 to 7. And then we're here. Nicole Sandler, Monday through Thursday.
You get your information.
10 to 12. That's our political show. She does a much better job than I ever could. And then we got this. The flagship show of the flagship station. And everybody likes their studio. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of good compliments about that.
We do.
Cool.
When people say I'm going to be on an internet radio show, they expect to show up at like places like my apartment or a trailer somewhere. You know, the radio, because she's only rockandroll.com, replay's coming up next. You know, she was in a trailer park for all the years that it was huge and famous, and everybody was like big fans of she.
That's the magic of radio.
Mm-hmm.
That is the
Theater
magic.
of the mind. Now we have this camera.
We can be anywhere.
And we
Theater of the mind.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Randy. Happy birthday.
Streaming live from the beautiful city of Hollywood, Florida, USA. This is SoFloRadio.com.